Survival for all. I start by building a mecha and piloting a Gundam. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 226. The future of Black Technology Castle is promising. Looking at the farmers who came out one after another, there were both men and women. After each farmer came out, he saluted Tang Xiaofan and then joined the lively crowd. Tang Xiaofan shook his head. No special farmer was born. It seemed that the probability of a farmer factory was still low. He felt that he had to continue to upgrade the farmer factory or build a second farmer factory. Tang Xiaofan suddenly remembered something and asked, if you kill the enemy, is it possible to explode the soldier building blueprint of the farmer factory? The lord of the castle is requested to explore the relevant questions by himself. Seeing such a reply, Tang Xiaofan immediately changed the way to ask, if other castle lords explode, the soldier building blueprint of the farmer factory can also be built. The farmer factory, as a unique soldier building, has been bound to the current castle lord. Even if the second farmer factory soldier building blueprint appears, no one else can use it, except the current castle king. I understand. Tang Xiaofan got 3 discoveries from the reply of the information prompt. First, the information prompt shows that the farmer factory is unique. Second, the construction blueprints of the farmer factory army do exist. Third, even if other castle lords reveal such blueprints, they cannot use them. They can either wrestle them to him or hide them secretly and not be discovered by him. Otherwise he will definitely send troops to attack. Hope is a good thing. There will always be a day when I can build a second or even more farmer factory. Tang Xiaofan was full of expectations. If there are a large number of farmer factories in his castle power, then the number of farmers he breeds every day will be astronomical. Let alone the god and demon continent. It is not a problem to set off a farmer craze and march to the outer world to attack those dimensional planes. Tang Xiaofan took a deep breath, calmed himself down, and stopped thinking about it. For the current castle lords, time is money. All castle lords are scrambling for time, territory, and resources. How can he waste 2 whole months to follow the procedures? He must conquer the forest as quickly as possible and establish his own dynasty power. Only then will he have a real foundation in the god and demon continent. Without establishing a dynasty, it is only a weak force after all. There is no capital to waste time and do what is developed step by step. Tang Xiaofan was not very disappointed. Now his situation is very good. Although there is no lucky explosion in summoning to directly summon a special farmer, the efficiency of this summoning is also second to none. Praise you, Almighty Lord. The soldiers and farmers saluted Tang Xiaofan with great respect and enthusiasm. Tang Xiaofan smiled and nodded, saying, you go to Nangyi. How to assign work is up to him. Moreover, you must first familiarize yourself with how to live in this castle. Yes, Lord. Everyone saluted respectfully and then walked towards the direction of the city. These farmers have improved a lot compared to Nangyi before. The most important feature is that they are very active and lively. They are full of curiosity and yearning for everything in Tang Xiaofan's castle. Looking at their backs, Tang Xiaofan is also full of expectations for the future of the Black Technology Castle. At present, the number of farmers under my command has exceeded 7,000, and the number of warriors will soon exceed 5,000. It's not far from forming a warrior corps. Once the warrior corps is formed, which force in this forest can be his opponent? Not to mention the castle forces. Even if it is a local force like Dragon Nest, his warrior corps can directly sweep it. Jarvis, I have recruited new engineers and scientists for you. Hurry up and analyze it. Yes, sir. Then, Tang Xiaofan came to the elf mother tree again. There was still only the elf elder Becky here. As the protector of the elves, the great elf Monica has taken the elemental elf Evangeline and the group of elves out hunting to improve their strength. Olivia, the spirit of the elf mother tree, is also not there. Tang Xiaofan asked with a smile, is Olivia in seclusion again? Becky quickly responded respectfully, yes, Lord, Mother is in seclusion for cultivation. I hope that this time Mother can successfully ignite. Ignite what? Olivia appeared in beautiful clothes accompanied by a pleasant laugh. Becky fell silent for a while before she called out mother. Tang Xiaofan looked at Olivia. Failed again. Yeah. Olivia was very relaxed. Failure is normal. I would be surprised if I succeed suddenly one day. This time, even Tang Xiaofan felt speechless. Olivia said, don't worry about me too much. I still envy Zhang for being promoted to demigod. Tang Xiaofan nodded. Just as he was about to open the message prompt to see Olivia's status, he suddenly patted his forehead and said, there were too many things to do last night and I forgot one thing. Olivia asked in confusion, I wonder what the Lord is talking about? Tang Xiaofan said, upgrade your body. Olivia's eyes sparkled. Has the Lord collected enough soul stones? Yeah. Tang Xiaofan said, yesterday we captured the Tomb of Bones and a top castle force. The harvest was pretty good. There is no problem in upgrading your body to level 4. The requirements for upgrading the elf mother tree to level 4 are the same as the farmer factory. It also requires 5,000 soul stones. Not counting the soul stones he had previously stored, the harvest from yesterday's war alone is enough to upgrade the elf mother tree. Olivia smiled and said, so the number of elves recruited today has increased? Tang Xiaofan shook his head and said, it will increase tomorrow. Is that so? Olivia stared at Tang Xiaofan in a daze. In her eyes, there seemed to be grievance and resentment, as if her child had been stolen. Doesn't that mean there are fewer elves? The elf elder Becky also looked heartbroken. There were not many natural elves in the elf tribe to begin with, and now there are even fewer, which makes her very distressed. Tang Xiaofan's mouth twitched slightly. Why did he bring this up? If he didn't say it, Olivia and Becky wouldn't necessarily know. Tang Xiaofan smiled and said, it's okay. It's the same if we upgrade now. Olivia muttered, but Olivia has lost a lot of children. Tang Xiaofan ignored her and decisively opened the message prompt. Do you want to upgrade the top level military building? Elf mother tree. Yes. No. Yes. Soon, the elf mother tree was shrouded in a dazzling golden light and began to grow taller and larger rapidly. After a few minutes, the elf mother tree stopped growing and the golden light disappeared. Looking at it, the elf mother tree had grown to more than 100 meters high, with lush branches and leaves, and the tree top was like a canopy, almost covering Tang Xiaofan's castle. Chapter 227 Victory belongs to the Anti-Demon Alliance. A more pure and rich natural magic quickly appeared in the air. Elf mother tree, top level military building, alignment, good lawful, previous level, level 4. Can breed 30 natural elves every day. Next upgrade requires 10,000 soul stones. Special reminder, level 4 military building elf mother tree. There is a 5% chance of breeding elemental elves, ancient elves and other super top level military. After the elf mother tree was upgraded, the girl Olivia also hummed 3 times in satisfaction. Lord, a very powerful force has appeared in my body. I feel I can go into seclusion and break through again. Tang Xiaofan snorted and said yes. Then he opened the military summoning interface. The elf mother tree has insufficient life and natural magic. Do you want to breed natural elves? Tang Xiaofan chose yes. The energy is insufficient, just because the elf mother tree has just upgraded its volume and can accommodate more energy, so it can also breed elves. Soon the elf mother tree became starry, with countless green lights pouring down. A moment later, 15 light balls appeared on its branches. The light balls quickly grew larger and could be vaguely seen. There was a little elf in each elf ball. After that, the elf balls fell one after another, and after breaking, they turned into a group of beautiful and cute elves. Mother. Lord. Wow. Praise the Lord. We have life. Yeah. Tang Xiaofan smiled and nodded to these cute elves, and then said to the beautiful elf elder Becky, take these elves to meet up with Monica, and help them improve their strength, as soon as possible. He had just seen that the 15 elves were all natural elves. They were not lucky enough to breed elemental elves or ancient elves. Yes, Lord. Elf elder Becky saluted respectfully, and then set off with the elves. Tang Xiaofan took a look at his soulstone inventory. Soulstones. 14,620. It seems like a lot, but it's actually very little. It can also upgrade the elf mother tree to level 5. In fact, if the farmer factory had not needed 100,000 soulstones to upgrade to level 6, he would not have consumed the soulstones on the elf mother tree. Olivia asked cautiously, Lord, when are you going to upgrade the elf mother tree next time? Tang Xiaofan said, before upgrading the elf mother tree, I may have to upgrade the farmer factory to level 6 first. Olivia said disappointedly, that means we have to wait a long time. Tang Xiaofan looked at her and said with a smile, then you can ask the elves of the elf tribe to speed up the hunting of wild monsters. If they send enough soulstones, I will consider upgrading your body to level 5. Praise you, great lord. Great decision. Olivia was very happy. She immediately used her soul connection with the elves of the tribe to let the elves not waste time and go out to hunt wild monsters. As for Tang Xiaofan, he returned to the castle, checking the situation in the castle while browsing the world chat channel. Time passed quickly, and it was noon in a blink of an eye. The auction of the skeleton undead transformation technique had ended. A total of 5,745 soulstones were sold. The high price was almost comparable to the original skeleton warrior species architectural drawings. Of course, this has a lot to do with the castle lord's strength being improved. The stronger the castle lord is, the more soulstones he hunts, and the more generous he is. After getting this batch of soulstones, Tang Xiaofan's reserve of soulstones and alien crystals reached 20,365 respectively. At noon, a very powerful fire elemental force suddenly appeared in the castle yard, making the surrounding air become hot. The fire dragon egg has hatched. Tang Xiaofan immediately got up and came to the yard. He saw a huge red dragon egg floating in the sky, surrounded by 6 huge flame dragons spewing hot dragon breath at it. Soon after, the fire dragon egg began to vibrate violently, accompanied by a sound like stone cracking. Soon, Tang Xiaofan was waiting for the birth of the little fire dragon, but at this moment, the Terminator guide came out of the void. He came to Tang Xiaofan and saluted respectfully. Reply to Lord Xia. A large number of bad monsters and the figure of the Lord of the Human Castle appeared near the Twin Mountains. Their target. It should be our Black Technology Castle. At this moment, nearly 30 kilometers away from the Black Technology Castle, near the Twin Mountains, a large group of flying soldiers gathered here, including horned eagles, dragon eagles, black striped sparrows, thunder eagles, two-legged dragons, harpers, gold-eating bees, etc. Without exception, all of them are flying soldiers. There are intermediate soldiers and advanced soldiers. Their number is not low, adding up to thousands, and there are waves of flying soldiers gathering in the distant sky. And at the forefront of each flying soldier, there is a human figure. They rode on the flying soldiers, flew across the sky, and gathered towards the famous Twin Mountains. Brothers, here I come. Haha, we have been flying day and night for thousands of kilometers and finally arrived at Twin Mountains. Is this Twin Mountains? It doesn't seem to be anything special. There are more and more people. Don't worry, there are more behind. We are just the first wave of castle lords to arrive at Twin Mountains, and there are more alliance members coming later. There are only dozens of us in total, and thousands of flying soldiers are not many at all. Yes, there are hundreds of castle lords in our alliance who responded to the call, enough to gather nearly 100,000 flying soldiers. When they all arrive, the scene will be truly spectacular. Our army is everywhere in the mountains and plains. I'm afraid Tang Xiaofan will be scared when he sees it. In at most one day, all members of our alliance will be gathered together. We still came too early. There is no way. Who made us the closest? And we dare not stay casually on the road, worried about being attacked by ground monsters, so we can only hurry to Twin Mountains. Compared with the dangers on the way, Twin Mountains are actually safer. The most dangerous place is the safest place. Good. I'm afraid Tang Xiaofan didn't expect us to come so soon. By the way, do you think Tang Xiaofan knew that our anti-demon alliance would gather at Twin Mountains and then attack his high-tech castle? Maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't, but what does it matter? We will attack Tang Xiaofan's castle first, and then continue to attack his elf tribe. What if Tang Xiaofan doesn't escape? Then let's start a war. You're right, I don't believe that his castle is really that powerful. Hundreds of intermediate, advanced, and top castle lords combined can't beat him. Don't worry, we will definitely win this expedition. Victory belongs to the Anti-Demon Alliance. Chapter 228, the Anti-Demon Alliance gathers in advance. Dozens of castle lords gathered together, all cheering. As time passed, more and more members of the Anti-Demon Alliance gathered from all directions with their troops. The castle lords gathered near the Twin Mountains also had an increasing number of flying troops. Seeing the coalition army continue to expand, their confidence was even greater. Brothers, restrain your flying troops, and don't go around everywhere, so as not to encounter Tang Xiaofan's demons. The main force has not arrived yet. We can only be regarded as a small vanguard force with low combat power. We cannot directly go to war with a black technology castle, so as not to be severely damaged and affect the subsequent siege plan. By the way, have you locked the location of the black technology castle? It's almost certain. The black technology castle is most likely nearly 30 kilometers southeast of us. 30 kilometers, so close. With the speed of my flying troops, it will be able to cross in less than half an hour. I feel an ominous breath. Damn. Can you talk? Bullshit ominous breath. Tang Xiaofan dares to kill me. I, Zhao Eriang, will be the first to rush up and fight him to the death, vowing to kill all his demons. So awesome. And Eriang? Why the hell don't you call yourself the Jade Emperor? None of your business. Fuck. Want to pick a fight? I'm afraid of you. You don't keep your word. Stop fighting. We are all from the same alliance. We can gather here and meet offline. That is fate. Don't quarrel so as not to hurt the harmony. We are not only allies now, but also comrades in arms. Only by uniting together can we defeat Tang Xiaofan and give the Anti-Demon Alliance a bright future. That's right. It's just a trivial matter. Why bother arguing? What if Tang Xiaofan's demons are attracted here, with so few people, and so few arms? Should we go to war or retreat? It's my fault, Brother Eriang. I apologize to you. No need to apologize. I was wrong too, Brother Bird. Fuck. Hey, buddy, lend me your harpy. What for? Nothing, just playing. Get out of the way. In general, Twin Mountains is quite lively. As more and more castle lords and their flying arms gather here, members of the Anti-Demon Alliance feel more and more secure, and their self-confidence soars rapidly. Many members of the Anti-Demon Alliance have become quite excited, and even eager to try. They seem to have seen the scene of the black technology castle being knocked down by them, and the beautiful elves being captured by them. They look very excited. Black technology castle. Tang Xiaofan was a little surprised. He originally thought that the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance would not appear near the Twin Mountains until tomorrow at the earliest. He did not expect that dozens of castle lords had already arrived today. How many have come? Reporting to the Lord, there are about 40 castle lords and thousands of flying bird monsters so far. The Terminator guide said respectfully, the strength of those castle lords and their troops is too low, and it seems that the highest is only level 18. I alone am enough to slaughter them all. The guide's current level is as high as the peak of level 20, and he is still wearing Mark II armor. With his strength, it is not a problem to assassinate a strong man at the early stage of level 21. Dealing with those castle lords is definitely a piece of cake. The guide roughly estimated that it should only take him 3 minutes to kill the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance gathered near the Twin Mountains and their flying troops to collapse. Don't worry. Tang Xiaofan smiled and said, those people are just a group of small fish. The real big fish are still behind. After all the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance gather, we will wipe them out. Then he paused. Tang Xiaofan continued, if any of their people or arms enter our sphere of influence, then assassinate them. As for the others, as long as they do not appear in the monitoring range of the watchtower, then ignore them. Yes, my lord. The Terminator guide saluted respectfully. Go. Tang Xiaofan waved his hand, and the Terminator guide immediately retreated respectfully, and his figure disappeared into the void. It's really a group of rabble. Tang Xiaofan shook his head slightly. If he was the boss of the Anti-Demon Alliance, he would definitely set a good time for the assembly, so that the members of the alliance participating in the assembly could ensure that they could arrive at the Twin Mountains at the same time. Concentrate the most powerful forces to besiege the Angel Castle, instead of the first wave of dozens of castle lords, with only thousands of flying arms, rushing over impatiently. If Tang Xiaofan really wanted to take action, those people would have died by now. Then he could send soldiers directly to wait at Twin Mountain. Sit back and wait. A wave of flat push, killing too many. The members of the Anti-Demon Alliance who are still on the road will naturally flee and dare not continue to gather. In such a situation, after all, they have never participated in a large-scale war, so it is normal for such a situation to occur. But then again, Tang Xiaofan pondered for a moment and said to himself, the top leaders of the Anti-Demon Alliance should not be so stupid. I think they have set a time for the assembly, but some members did not abide by it and arrived at Twin Mountain first. No hurry. Let them jump around for a while. If nothing unexpected happens, the main force of the Anti-Demon Alliance should arrive at Twin Mountain tomorrow. At that time, we can take action. Not to mention, being able to annihilate the Anti-Demon Alliance's coalition forces, but at least more than 90% must be destroyed to make them feel afraid. Tang Xiaofan took another look at the current progress of the analysis of the Sky City. The current progress is 83%, which is enough. The analysis should be completed soon, and it should be ready for use. Faced with the question of whether the Sky City will be exposed, Tang Xiaofan didn't care at all. If it is exposed, what does it matter? What is he afraid of? At this time, the dazzling red light that appeared in the castle yard woke up Tang Xiaofan, who was meditating in China. He looked up and saw that the Fire Dragon King egg, which was more than 1 meter in size, had completely cracked, followed by the neck, the fat belly of the melon seed, and the body and the slender tail. Hatched. Tang Xiaofan looked at the little fire dragon, including the tail. Its body was about 2 meters long. The body was covered with fiery red scales, making it look like a burning dragon-shaped flame. It made 2 strange noises, and the 6 flame dragons around it immediately lowered their heads and stepped back a few steps. Obviously, the flame dragons also keenly sensed the Dragon King's breath on the little fire dragon. The growth potential limit of the flame dragon lineage is mostly at the late level 21 and the peak level 21. The little Charmander has the growth potential limit of a demigod. It is a well-deserved Dragon King. Facing the little Charmander who may become the Dragon King in the future, the flame dragons instinctively have a sense of awe. Even though the newly hatched little Charmander is as weak as a chick to them, they are still respectful and dare not be rude to the little Charmander. Chapter 229. The name of the little fire dragon is Little Flame. This is the class concept of the Dragon Clan, with a strict distinction between superiors and inferiors. Of course, if it were another type of dragon, it would not take the little dragon seriously. If it were an elemental dragon, it might eat the little dragon on the spot. Only dragons of the same kind would respect their Dragon King, and different types of dragons would often fight and kill each other. Within the Dragon Clan, different types of dragons would often fight each other, because the Dragon Clan itself is an aggressive race. They like to sleep, like treasures, and even more like to snatch the treasures of other dragons and turn them into their own treasures. Catchy. As soon as the little dragon was born, it relied on its own inheritance and instinctively ate the eggshell of the dragon egg. Even the egg liquid that flowed on the ground and was not completely absorbed by it was licked clean by it. In this process, the body surface of the little dragon continuously released red light, and a cluster of small flames would occasionally spurt out of its nose. Its body is growing rapidly. This is a very magical growth process, and it can almost be called the most important evolution of a giant dragon. When it is born, the body of the little fire dragon is growing larger. When the little fire dragon eats the eggshell and the egg into its stomach, its body has grown to more than 4 meters long, more than doubled. Woo, gaga, aoao. The little fire dragon raised its head and made several unsuccessful roars. After trying several times, it finally succeeded and made a crisp dragon roar. Roar. The dragon roar sounded not loud, but it made the 6 kings of the flaming dragons tremble and become more awed. Roar. The little fire dragon roared again. It was very excited. It spread its dragon wings that were several meters long, from slowly to vigorously, and finally frantically flapped its wings and flew into the sky with a gust of wind. Roar. The little fire dragon was extremely excited and circled in the sky. As if by instinct, it swooped down and flew into the distant forest. As it flew, it spewed dragon flames. Under the burning of the dragon's breath flames, the big trees were quickly burned to ashes. Looking down from the sky, you can clearly see that it is flying away in the direction of the little fire dragon. Go and bring it back. Tang Xiaofan glanced at the flaming dragon abra. Yes, my lord. The dragon abra immediately flapped its wings and flew high into the sky. A few minutes later, it dragged the little dragon king back by force by dragging the little fire dragon's tail. Roar. The little fire dragon was very angry. A ball of blazing dragon's breath fireball was sprayed directly on the thick legs of the flaming dragon abra. With a puff, the dragon's breath fireball exploded into a small spark. The flaming dragon abra was unharmed. The little fire dragon's strength was too low, and the dragon's breath did not cause any harm to abra at all, so it could be ignored. Roar. The little fire dragon was even more dissatisfied, struggling desperately in the claws of the flaming dragon abra. Then it roared again, as if ordering the other flaming dragons to attack abra. Unfortunately, those flaming dragons were all crawling on the ground, turning a deaf ear to its orders. With a muffled bang, the little fire dragon broke free from the melon seeds of the flaming dragon abra and fell in front of Tang Xiaofan. Seeing a human standing in front of it, it was ready to spit out dragon breath to attack Tang Xiaofan reflexively. Tang Xiaofan glanced at it sideways, and a syllable came out of his nose, Ming. The little fire dragon seemed to react and shrank its neck in fear and immediately closed its mouth. Then it swallowed the dragon breath back by force, and a gurgling sound came out of its throat. Woo woo. The little fire dragon folded its dragon wings and kept wagging its tail at Tang Xiaofan like a newborn puppy trying to please its owner. Moreover, it was very cunning. While trying to please Tang Xiaofan, it pointed at its butt with its fat little claws, and then pointed at the flame dragon abra, as if complaining to Tang Xiaofan that abra had scratched its butt and hurt it. Tang Xiaofan ignored it and opened its information list. Flame dragon, unnamed, current growth status, newborn, level 6 loyalty. 100 points, die hard, growth potential limit, demigod flame dragon. Special reminder, this is a little fire dragon with the potential to grow into a dragon king of the flame dragon lineage. It is worth the castle lord to focus on training and bring out its value. Demigod potential. Lava. It is indeed comparable to the great elf moniker. Tang Xiaofan nodded. Being born with such growth potential is already very good in the dragon clan. Even as one of the powerful races in the god and demon continent, the dragon clan does not have so many dragons walking all over the ground. As for dragons that have the potential to become true gods at birth, it can be said that they almost do not exist. True god level dragons are promoted through acquired practice. For local creatures, becoming a god is a very difficult thing, because they are bound by realms, and every breakthrough in a realm is extremely difficult. Even if a dragon has reached the limit of its growth potential to reach the demigod level, it does not mean that it will definitely grow into a demigod in the future. Many dragons with such potential cannot pass the level of igniting the divine fire. The little fire dragon is different. Now it has become Tang Xiaofan's castle troop. In the future, as long as it obtains an energy value that exceeds the peak of level 21. As for wanting to be promoted to the peak of demigods, or even to condense the godhood to become a god, it can only rely on its own efforts. Or even say that Tang Xiaofan helped it use the troop evolution blueprint to increase its growth potential limit. Tang Xiaofan used his foot to push away the little fire dragon that was rubbing against his trouser leg and said, "From now on, your name is Little Flame. When you are promoted to a god level dragon one day, you will have your own real name." Little Flame nodded and then ran over to rub against Tang Xiaofan's trouser leg as if having fun. Tang Xiaofan's mouth twitched slightly. Although the loyalty of this little thing was as high as 100 points, it was too cheerful and very close to him. It kicked it away and still ran over to rub against his trouser leg, which was very annoying. Tang Xiaofan said, "Are you male or female?" Little Flame tilted its head and looked at Tang Xiaofan, blinking its golden vertical pupils. It couldn't speak, but Tang Xiaofan was straightforward. He picked it up and took a look. Little Flame immediately cried out, feeling quite aggrieved. "Oh, a female." Tang Xiaofan was more pleased with her. He called the flaming dragon a brat and said, "You guys, take your future red dragon queen out hunting and raise her level. Avoid the twin mountains in the southeast." "Yes, my lord." Abraham and the other 5 flaming dragons nodded respectfully and prepared to take Little Flame away. However, Little Flame was unwilling. It had thick skin and flesh, and it didn't hurt, even after being kicked twice by Tang Xiaofan. Instead, it became closer to Tang Xiaofan. It held Tang Xiaofan's trouser leg in its mouth, and Tang Xiaofan grabbed its tail and threw it into the sky. Don't come back until you reach the commander level. Woo woo woo. Little Flame suddenly wailed loudly and was finally dragged by the flaming dragon Abraham and escorted by 5 flaming dragons, flying towards the distant dense forest. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 230, Support from Other Castle Lords. Time passed, and it soon came to evening. More and more members of the Anti-Demon Alliance gathered near the Twin Mountains. The number has exceeded 50, and the total number of flying arms under their command is nearly 20,000. On average, each member of the Anti-Demon Alliance brought nearly 500 flying arms. At a glance, the vicinity of the Twin Mountains was full of flying arms. Various flying arms gathered in the sky, on the ground, and in the forest. The scale was so huge that even the wild monsters in the dense forest did not dare to approach. In fact, for the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance, the average number of 500 or 600 flying arms each person brought was really not much, because most of them were mid-level castle lords, and a few were high-level castle lords. Due to the weak strength of the arms, they were able to recruit more arms every day. At this stage, castle lords with thousands of arms have also appeared. Relatively speaking, the number of arms under the top castle lords is the least, which is the disadvantage of the top castle lords. Of course, the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance who were assembled to participate in the expedition campaign could not recruit troops because they had not stayed in the castle in the past few days. In other words, they wasted several days of opportunities to recruit soldiers. If I hadn't participated in this war, I would have definitely mobilized 3,000 soldiers. I can recruit more than 50 horned eagles every day. I can't recruit them because of the gathering, and I suffered heavy losses. Why are you saying this? We're all the same. Didn't the bosses of our alliance also fail to recruit soldiers? That's right. Brothers, don't care about temporary gains and losses. As long as we eliminate Tang Xiaofan and break through the Black Technology Castle, the entire forest will belong to us. Compared with the rewards, what does wasting a few days of recruitment matter? Once we win this war, our Anti-Demon Alliance will be the uncrowned king of the forest. Destroy all disobedient castles. At that time, we can obtain a large amount of resources, not only to upgrade the castle, but also to upgrade the troop buildings to a higher level and recruit more soldiers. The current losses are only for greater rewards in the future. It is said that the elf tribe conquered by Tang Xiaofan has thousands of natural elves. Each member of our alliance will get a few natural elves. Such top level troops are native elves. If we keep them, even if we sell them, we can make up for our losses. Can troops be sold? What can't be sold in the trading channel? As long as you can afford the price, our alliance leader, Brother Hey, will sell his dark dragon anyway. Fuck. I just now know that troops can be sold. Hey, don't you know why castle lords trade troops in the trading area? How do we solve the problem of troops loyalty? Once they are put on the market for trading, the loyalty of the troops will immediately return to zero. The castle lords who buy the troops can only find ways to improve their loyalty themselves. Although the loyalty of the troops being sold starts from zero, it is still very easy to increase the loyalty to more than 60 points with carrots and sticks. Humans are really full of potential and can think of any tricks. Indeed, it's amazing. At the top of the main mountain of the Twin Mountains, a group of high-level castle lords gathered here. A middle-aged man wearing simple equipment whispered, "I heard that one of the bosses of our alliance, Brother Wang, is the one who has the top-level stone giant." He not only contacted Boss Harry, he also got support from a group of top-level soldiers. Huh. The lords of the castles around them suddenly lit up their eyes. "How did you know?" The middle-aged man smiled and said, "Of course there is a source of information. I also know that most of the top level soldiers coming to support are from the Alliance of Gods. Hiss. Someone took a breath, feeling surprised, and then excitedly said, no wonder Leo Wang is so confident. Even though he knew that Tang Xiaofan had conquered the elf tribe, he still insisted on initiating an alliance assembly. This means he has found external aid. That's a top level soldier with the potential to be promoted to the 21st level. Are they willing to give it up? What's there to be reluctant about? The middle-aged man said, it's not that all of them are coming out to support it. If one person supports a few soldiers, the number is also very large. What is the original intention of the Alliance of Gods? Isn't it to suppress Tang Xiaofan? Now that our alliance has gathered and besieged the Black Technology Castle, what reason do they have not to support it? I was originally worried that I couldn't do it, but now it seems that Tang Xiaofan will definitely die. Victory belongs to us. The middle-aged man said, our alliance is not a lone hero. There are many top castle lords who are secretly supporting us. They all hope that Tang Xiaofan will be eliminated by us. Yeah. The castle lords who heard this all agreed. After all, apart from the castle lords in the forest, who is most afraid of Tang Xiaofan? Of course, those top castle lords. They are afraid that they can't sleep if Tang Xiaofan doesn't die. Even if they can't kill Tang Xiaofan, they have to find a way to push down the Black Technology Castle. Blow up Tang Xiaofan's castle heart, and make Tang Xiaofan lose his identity as the castle lord. Tang Xiaofan, who has become a wanderer, is also not a threat to them. So, it seems that the Anti-Demon Alliance is fighting alone, but in fact, there are many top castle lords in other areas who are working hard and secretly supporting. Their castle is too far from the forest to participate in this war, but they also use various methods, such as supporting top-level soldiers, to help the Anti-Demon Alliance win this war. This is why the Anti-Demon Alliance's expeditionary assembly has never stopped. With the assistance of many top castle lords, the bosses of the Anti-Demon Alliance are confident. The middle-aged man solemnly instructed, don't leak this matter, so as not to let Tang Xiaofan know, and escape before the main force of our alliance arrives. Don't worry. Are we the kind of people who can't keep secrets? The castle lords present all said that they would not leak it. They were telling the truth. They were not here to play, but to participate in this expeditionary campaign sincerely. They didn't want the protagonist to disappear before the war started. Wouldn't they have made a wasted trip? Eliminating Tang Xiaofan, destroying the Black Technology Castle, and capturing the elves of the elf tribe are all the goals they want to achieve. The middle-aged man glanced at his friend's message, and then said happily, Boss Wang sent a message that the main force of the alliance is marching quickly, traveling all night, and will arrive at Twin Mountains by noon tomorrow at the latest. That is to say, as long as we get through tonight, we can launch an attack on the Black Technology Castle tomorrow. Great. The high-level castle lords were all excited and looked forward to tomorrow's arrival. Chapter 231. Keep them and don't scare away the castle lords. The middle-aged man stood up and looked at the distant sky, where a beam of light was constantly rotating in all directions. That is the observation tower of the Black Technology Castle, with a monitoring range of 10 kilometers. Give orders, don't get close before the main force of the alliance arrives, and don't cause any trouble. If it affects the war and makes it impossible to eliminate Tang Xiaofan, it won't be as simple as kicking him out of the alliance. Understood. The lords of the castles present all had a condensed expression. If such a thing really happened, they would probably be killed directly. That's right. A castle lord suddenly said, when I came here in the afternoon, I heard the roar of a dragon about 60 kilometers away from the Twin Mountains. I found out, when I got closer, it turned out to be 6 adult flame dragons, hunting with a little fire dragon. Someone was surprised and said, are all 6 adult dragons? The castle lord nodded. Each is a level 20 dragon. 3 of them are as high as level 20 peak bees, but the level of the little fire dragon is not high, only about level 10 elite. Someone whispered, could these dragons be related to the Black Technology Castle? How is that possible? A young man next to him sneered. 6 adult level 20 dragons. Can the strength of the Black Technology Castle be so strong? Besides, Tang Xiaofan's soldiers are demons, not dragons. That's right. If nothing unexpected happens, they should be local dragons," said the middle-aged man. "They are not that powerful yet." Everyone agreed. The castle lord smiled and said, "If they haven't left yet, or if the dragon cave is nearby, let's kill them together." Of course. Level 20 adult dragons are all big bosses. Kill them and good things will surely pop up. If the dragon's military buildings pop up, we'll make a fortune. Not to make a fortune, but to change our destiny. The senior castle lords present took a deep breath, their expressions excited. Ever since Tang Xiaofan auctioned off a military building blueprint, many castle lords wanted to get related military building blueprints by killing powerful creatures, including these senior castle lords. They also want to go to the next level and become the top castle lords, stand higher and see farther. After destroying Tang Xiaofan's castle forces, we will go find those dragons. Hunting dragons, exploding blueprints. Agreed. Hey. The castle lords present all seemed extremely excited. For them, good days are coming soon. Black Technology Castle, the two battle teams, the Angel Legion, the Elf team, and the two bloodthirsty demon wolves that have entered the 18th level have all returned. Only those flaming dragons are still hunting with little flames. They are obviously strictly following Tang Xiaofan's orders. Before the little flame is promoted to a commander level dragon, they will not return with the little flame. Tang Xiaofan doesn't have to worry about their safety at all. After all, the 6 flaming dragons are all adult dragons, and 3 of them are at the peak of level 20, which can sweep the wild monsters in the forest. Even if they encounter a level 21 monster, they have a high probability of being able to retreat unscathed. After all, the dragon is the tyrant in the forest. No local force dared to easily provoke the dragon, even the 21st level Warcraft family. With the help of the connection between the arms, Tang Xiaofan has already noticed that little flame's strength has increased greatly. After an afternoon of hunting, with the help of 6 adult dragons, she has now been promoted to the 10th level elite. If nothing unexpected happens, after a whole night of hunting, little flame may be promoted to the 12th level. This is a benefit unique to the castle arms. By hunting a large number of wild monsters and obtaining huge energy values, the level can be quickly upgraded. If Little Flame had not become Tang Xiaofan's castle arm, relying on her own practice, it would take at least several months for her to be promoted to the 12th level commander. The further back, the longer the time, and the more difficult it is to break through. There are many local dragons in the God and Demon continent who have been standing still at the peak of level 20 for hundreds of years, but have not been able to upgrade to level 21. Castle troops naturally have their own advantages. Otherwise, how can they fight against the local forces that have dominated the world for tens of thousands of years? After counting today's harvest, Tang Xiaofan called Zhang Yi and said, "The warrior team does not need to go out hunting tonight, so as not to disturb the castle masters of Twin Mountains. If they escape, it will not be good." "Yes, my lord." Zhang Yi saluted respectfully, then hesitated for a moment and said, "My lord, with our strength, we can easily wipe them out. Under the suppression of the 22nd level domain, none of them can escape." After evolving into a demigod, Zhang Yi has mastered his own domain. Although his demigod domain is still incomplete, it is easy to suppress enemies who have not even reached the 20th level with the crushing attack power of the Iron Warriors. What's more, there are 2 level 21 elf warriors, the Great Elf Monica and the Elf Elder Becky. Tang Xiaofan smiled and said, "Of course I believe in your strength, but don't do it for the time being, because, after killing this batch, most of the castle lords who have not arrived will retreat. My goal is to kill them all. Solve the hidden dangers of the castle forces in this forest at one time." Tang Xiaofan believes that, after slaughtering the castle lords of the Anti-Demon Alliance, the other castle lords in the forest will understand what they should do. If they don't kill them all, and don't give others a bloody warning, there will always be people who are unwilling to give up, and think that, as long as they unite, they can go to war with his Black Technology Castle. He wants to use the Anti-Demon Alliance to deter the castle forces in the entire forest. This is conducive to his future rule over the forest. So that's how it is. Zhang Yi said respectfully. Zhang Yi understands. Please rest assured, Lord. Tang Xiaofan nodded slightly. Go and relax. Yes, Lord Almighty. After Zhang Yi left, Tang Xiaofan turned his attention to the Angel Corps. After these days of group hunting, the strength of the Angel Corps has also increased greatly. The weakest angels have been promoted to the 12th level elite. The most powerful angels have been promoted to the 18th level lord. Because they can be resurrected and reincarnated, they have not lost any personnel, but on the contrary, their number will increase. The reason for the expansion of the scale is related to the Goblin tribe in the underground world. When the troops of the Goblin tribe hunt dark creatures in the underground world, goblins will sometimes die in battle, and the souls of those dead goblins will be attracted by the power of faith. When Tang Xiaofan is free, he will go to see the Holy Grail. If there is a soul in it, he will help it to revive and reincarnate at the cost of consuming soul stones. Therefore, the size of the angel army has increased instead of decreased. At present, the number of angels is almost approaching 400. The second largest is not an angel, but a natural elf. Tang Xiaofan's assembly order has been transmitted to the elf tribe more than 100 kilometers away. Chapter 232. The army gathers, and is about to go. Tomorrow at the latest, a natural elf army of 1000 will arrive at the Black Technology Castle. They are the highest end combat power of the elf tribe. The most powerful ones are several level 20 elf elders and several level 20 natural elves. The weakest natural elf warrior has also reached the level 14 commander. The largest number of them is the warrior profession, followed by the hunter profession, then the magician, and finally the natural druid, etc. In addition to the natural elves, there are tree people in the army. Although there are not many, only a dozen, they are the spirits of the mother tree of the elves, and Olivia has carefully cultivated them over the years. The mission is to protect the elf tribe. In this war, Tang Xiaofan also dispatched all the tree people of the elf tribe. Not for anything else, just to let them brush experience and upgrade. After dealing with the Anti-Demon Alliance, Tang Xiaofan believes that after these two large-scale wars, whether it is natural elves or tree people, or other arms in the castle, they can gain huge experience and upgrade to a higher level. At this time, a friend sent a message. Tang Xiaofan opened it and saw that it was a message from Bear Grylls. Looking at the content of the message sent by Bear Grylls, Tang Xiaofan couldn't help but sigh that this male god recognized by countless castle lords and wanderers has completely become his spy in the alliance of gods. Of course, Tang Xiaofan also knew that the purpose of Bear Grylls doing this was to get closer to him. To pave the way for the two to have in-depth cooperation in the future, Bear Grylls sent a message. Be careful, I received news that many members in our alliance are secretly supporting the Anti-Demon Alliance. Sold some top-level troops to the Anti-Demon Alliance at a low price. I initially estimated that the Anti-Demon Alliance received nearly 400 top-level foreign aid. This does not include support from other alliances. Tang Xiaofan, I feel something big is going to happen. Tang Xiaofan smiled. Big thing? What big thing can it be? Once his Sky City is out, even if tens of thousands of top-level troops are assembled, they will be wiped out. Tang Xiaofan replied helplessly, indirect cross-distance support. You can think of such a method. What a talent. Bear Grylls, are you not worried at all? Tang Xiaofan, what are you worried about? The first batch of members of the Anti-Demon Alliance have gathered in Twin Mountains. If I want to end this war, I would have started now. Bear Grylls sent a surprised expression. You pretend not to know. Do you want to wipe out the Anti-Demon Alliance? Tang Xiaofan, yes. Bear Grylls, you admit it now. Aren't you afraid that I will tell them your intentions? When sending this message, Bear Grylls was in a very good mood. He thought he had gained Tang Xiaofan's trust. Otherwise, how could Tang Xiaofan tell him this secret? However, the next second, his expression fell again, and he was so angry that he gritted his teeth. Tang Xiaofan, since I dare to tell you, I'm sure you won't dare to leak it. Free return ticket, why don't you try it? Bear Grylls was so angry that he replied angrily, Tang Xiaofan, you are a steel straight man, you know that? Friendship is over. Go to sleep. Bear Grylls went offline on the spot, but still sent a message. Don't die. I still hope that in the future, the dynasty we two have established can cooperate to build an empire. Tang Xiaofan read the message and didn't know what to reply, so he just closed it. This night passed quite quickly, at least for Tang Xiaofan. He had a good sleep. When he raised his eyes, the sky outside the window had already brightened, and the golden morning light poured down on the black technology castle, covering this white and holy castle with a layer of golden haze. Today is a good day. When Tang Xiaofan finished washing, had breakfast, and walked out of the castle, he immediately found that a large number of figures gathered in the castle yard. More than 400 angels of all sizes gathered around the statue of the 18 wings angel to pray. At the gate of the temple not far away, there are 2 golden griffins, who are also praying solemnly. On the other side, under the tree of the mother elf tree, there are elves everywhere. There are more than 1,000 of them, and each of them is very beautiful, with a figure that looks like a beauty from a movie. There are also more than a dozen tree people who are nearly 20 meters tall. To be honest, this is the first time Tang Xiaofan has seen tree people. In fact, they are similar to those seen in the movie. Tree people are transformed from ancient trees. The thick trunk is their body, the roots are their feet, the branches are their hands, and there are sparse green leaves on their heads. Their faces are hidden in the main trunk. When they open their eyes and speak, they give people a magical feeling. The elf army has arrived. Tang Xiaofan looked at the fully armed adult natural elves. In fact, it is not far away. With the speed of the Mark II armor warrior, it can fly from the castle to the elf tribe in at most 10 minutes. Although most of these natural elves do not master magic such as flying, they are the darlings of nature and can walk in the forest as if it were flat ground. One night was enough for them to cross the mountains and reach the black technology castle. Tang Xiaofan also found that the natural elf army also brought a large number of wild monsters, and the corpses should have been hunted on the road. At this time, a farmer was responsible for collecting and decomposing. My lord. Zhang Yi came over, and he saluted respectfully. The goblin tribe has assembled 1,500 elite goblin warriors, and stationed them in an underground space about 3 kilometers away from the Twin Mountains, waiting for your war orders at any time. Tang Xiaofan was stunned. He did not summon the goblins of the goblin tribe for this war. It was not that he did not trust them, but that they would not be able to play a big role in the war. There were not many archers in the goblin tribe, and most of them were warriors, which could not threaten the flying soldiers flying high in the sky. Tang Xiaofan had reason to believe that once the goblin tribe participated, their casualties would be great. Tang Xiaofan thought for a moment and said, "Tell the goblin army to evacuate the current station. They are not needed in this war. They can go to the Goblin Kingdom immediately and wait for the next war to come." "Yes, sir." Zhang Yi's figure flashed and disappeared in the fast flying sky. This was the teleportation magic he mastered after becoming a demigod. He could teleport directly to the place where the Lord's believers were. When Zhang Yi was still at level 21, he still needed to run quickly to complete the transmission of information. Now he can teleport away instantly. However, this can only teleport him alone. If it is a legion type teleportation, Zhang Yi still has to act with others. Not long after, Zhang Yi returned to the Black Technology Castle and replied to Tang Xiaofan. The Goblin army has received the Lord's order and set off for the Goblin Kingdom more than 800 kilometers away. In the underground world, there are underground safety passages and magic rail cars built by the Earth Elf Kingdom. With the help of these two things, the Goblin army can quickly reach the vicinity of the Goblin Kingdom. The Goblin army will also be there, waiting for the arrival of the main force of the Black Technology Castle. Chapter 233 Architectural Drawings Elf Garden. Guide. Tang Xiaofan called softly. Not long after, a figure walked out of the void. It was the Terminator guide. Hearing Tang Xiaofan's call, he immediately returned to the castle and appeared in front of Tang Xiaofan. As the only warrior under Tang Xiaofan who had the ability to travel through the void, the guide was responsible for monitoring the movements of the Anti-Demon Alliance. "My lord." The Terminator guide saluted respectfully. Tang Xiaofan asked, "What's the situation at Twin Mountain now?" The Terminator guide said respectfully, "Reply to my lord. After a whole night, the number of castle lords gathered at Twin Mountain has reached nearly 100 people and more than 30,000 flying soldiers. However, most of those castle lords and their soldiers are very weak. Some are even only level 4. The strongest is only at the peak of level 18. the Terminator guide said. It is obvious that the main force of the Anti-Demon Alliance has not arrived yet. Tang Xiaofan nodded slightly and said, keep monitoring. Once the main force of the Anti-Demon Alliance arrives at Twin Mountain, pass me immediately. I will give the Anti-Demon Alliance a head-on blow as soon as possible. Yes, my lord. The Terminator guide disappeared again. Obviously, he went to Twin Mountain again. With his speed in the Void Shuttle, he could reach the vicinity of Twin Mountain in less than a minute. With the Terminator guide, Tang Xiaofan can learn about the situation in Twin Mountains anytime and anywhere. As for the Sky City, it is still empty and has not been transformed. At present, the analysis progress has reached 97% and will be completed soon. It can't be moved now, so Tang Xiaofan can only send the Terminator guide. After all, the Terminator guide is professional in this regard. Lord, the great elf Monica came over and handed a pile of spoils to Tang Xiaofan. These soul stones and drawings are the harvest of the tribal warriors in these days. Yeah. Tang Xiaofan counted them and found that there were a total of 7,859 soul stones and 7 drawings. Not bad. Tang Xiaofan smiled because the spoils handed over by the elf tribe were too much. It gave him a surprise. It is worthy of being a tribe with a full 2,000 natural elf warriors. The Legion's combat is indeed extraordinary. Of course, Tang Xiaofan also understood that the harvest was so great, not only because of the Legion's combat, but also directly related to the excessive abundance of wild monster resources in the area where the elf tribe was located. Before, the natural elves didn't like killing, so they didn't pay much attention to the wild monsters that gathered around the tribe. This made the number of wild monsters in that area very large. Now, the elf tribe has launched a Legion-scale hunting operation in that area, and the harvest is naturally very large, so much so that Tang Xiaofan is a little surprised. Nearly 8,000 soul stones. It seems that conquering the bone cemetery guarded by the 20-level Skeleton King is not such a big harvest. No wonder the levels of those elves have increased so quickly. When I first took over the elven tribe, the general level of those elven warriors was still at the elite level, with a few commanders and very few lords at level 18. As for the elves at level 20, there is not even a single one except for a few elven elders. But now, the weakest of the natural elves that were transferred are level 10 commanders. The general level of commanders is level 16, and there are a large number of lords at level 18. It's only been 2 or 3 days. Tang Xiaofan sighed. From the sudden increase in the levels of those elves, it can be seen that they have killed too many wild monsters in the past 2 or 3 days, so that now, their beautiful faces still reveal a coldness that is difficult to eliminate for a while. Tang Xiaofan stored all the soul stones. Soul stones. 28,224. Judging from the current reserve of soul stones, it is already possible to upgrade the elf mother tree to level 5. Upgrading a level 4 military structure to level 5 requires 10,000 soul stones. He has now met the resource requirements for upgrading the elf mother tree. However, Tang Xiaofan was a little hesitant. He originally planned to store the soul stones and use them to upgrade the farmer factory in the future. If the elf mother tree is upgraded, then the upgrade of the farmer factory will be a little further away. Forget it, let's give it to the elf mother tree. After all, upgrading the farmer factory to level 6 requires a full 100,000 soul stones. Such a large amount of soul stones will definitely not be gathered in a short time. It's better to upgrade the elf mother tree first. It can breed more natural elves every day. Thinking of this, Tang Xiaofan also made a decision in his heart. After he upgrades the elf mother tree to level 5, he will store all the soul stones he harvests in the future, just to prepare for the upgrade of the farmer factory 100,000 soul stones. Tut tut. He didn't even dare to think about not pushing down the Goblin Kingdom. Then, Tang Xiaofan looked at the Azure drawings again, all of which showed unknown and needed to be identified. Tang Xiaofan was also skilled at it and identified it naturally. In the end, he obtained the architectural drawings of the wall, the watchtower and 2 new drawings, one of which was the architectural drawings of the elf garden. As usual, the wall drawings were sold in the trading area, and the watchtower knife drawings were kept for use. 2 low level and 1 intermediate were also good. The last 2 were the elf garden and the displayed information was as follows. Architectural drawings of the elf garden. Level, intermediate, number of times it can be used. 1 time. Effect 1. Improve the loyalty of the elf soldiers in the castle. Effect 2. Increase the friendship value of the local elves in the god and demon continent, and increase the probability of local elves actively surrendering. The elf garden is a residential architectural drawing similar to the residential nobles and special courtyards. However, it is suitable for elves. Tang Xiaofan thought about it, and then came to the open space near the castle, and chose a blank area near the elf mother tree, to build the elf garden. Soon, 20 extremely delicate elf gardens appeared. It added a bit of beauty belonging to nature, to Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle. Wow, this is our elf's garden. It's great that the Lord built a small garden for us. I like the Lord. Yeah, me too. Praise the Lord. The elves of the elf mother tree looked at the rows of elf gardens that suddenly appeared, and their big eyes were shining. Compared with the small gardens, the small wooden houses they hastily built were simply too ugly. The elves were very excited and wanted to move in immediately. As for the big elves from the elf tribe, they were not too excited. In their tribe, there are many such gardens, and they also have their own small homes. However, Tang Xiaofan received a message prompt. After the elf garden was built, the loyalty of the big elves from the elf tribe was improved, and it is now close to 90 points. Chapter 234. Monica obtains the soldier evolution blueprint. It's obvious that the elves are becoming more and more recognized and loyal to the black technology castle. Tang Xiaofan said to Monica with a smile. Yes, Lord. Monica asked doubtfully, Lord, did you use the blueprint just now? Tang Xiaofan nodded and said, that was the architectural blueprint, the small garden of the elves. It can be built directly at the cost of consuming wood, stone and other materials. This is amazing. Monica said with emotion. Before the lord of the castle came, we didn't know what the blueprint was, and we had never seen the blueprint. Tang Xiaofan was stunned and asked doubtfully, you haven't seen the blueprint? Monica shook her head. No, when killing wild monsters, you can only harvest soul stones, but the blueprint has never been exploded. Is that so? Tang Xiaofan was a little confused. He knew that Monica would not lie to him. After all, the other party didn't even know the blueprint for the evolution of the army before, which was a key blueprint that could improve growth potential, and was very excited because he learned about the blueprint for the evolution of the army and knew the existence of this blueprint. Obviously, what Monica said was true. Before the arrival of the lord of the castle, creatures from the land of gods and demons could not drop blueprints. Or, it can be said that without joining the lord of the castle and becoming a soldier in the castle, creatures from the land of gods and demons could never drop blueprints. If that is the case, where did the level 21 old dwarf who lived in the dwarf palace in Little Lala's Grey Dwarf Castle get the blueprints for the advanced equipment refinery shop? Little Lali once told him that the old dwarf grandfather gave her a blueprint for the advanced equipment refinery shop, which could support 100 dwarf blacksmiths to forge equipment together at the same time. That's a bit strange. Tang Xiaofan thought about it for a long time, but still couldn't figure it out. However, since he couldn't figure it out, he didn't think about it too much. When he went to Little Lala's castle in the future, he would just ask the level 21 old dwarf in person. Anyway, he didn't think it was an important matter, so he didn't care too much. Then, Tang Xiaofan took out the 2 blueprints for the evolution of the soldier type, one low level and one medium level. After thinking for a moment, he handed the low level blueprint to Monica. Lord, this is. Monica seemed to have thought of something, and her delicate and charming body trembled involuntarily. The expression on her beautiful face also became excited. Tang Xiaofan nodded, looked at the excited Monica and said, no, this is the army evolution blueprint you want. Although it is only low level, it is enough to help you complete the bloodline evolution and obtain the growth potential of the demigod level. Low level evolution blueprint. For demigod level soldiers, there is a 5% evolution success rate, and Monica's growth potential limit is the peak of level 21, which can only be comparable to the top level soldiers. So her success rate will be higher. If it weren't for the great elf Monica's hard work since her surrender, and as a powerful natural elf, She has a great role. Tang Xiaofan really couldn't bear to give her the army evolution blueprint. But in general, if the great elf Monica can be promoted to a demigod or even a true god, it will be of great help to Tang Xiaofan. Because Monica is a native natural elf, her identity represents her great strategic significance to the Black Technology Castle. Tang Xiaofan said to Monica, "You can try to sense the success rate of using the evolutionary blueprint first. I believe it should not be too low." "Okay, Lord." Monica quickly probed her mental power into the soldier evolutionary blueprint. Soon she excitedly said to Tang Xiaofan, "Lord, I sensed a success rate of up to 80%. The success rate of this evolution is relatively high." Tang Xiaofan nodded. Sure enough, different qualifications have different success rates. Xanadu used the low-level soldier evolutionary blueprint, and the success rate was only 10%. When he changed to the native natural elves, he actually had an 80% success rate, which was indeed very high. When Xanadu used the evolutionary blueprint to evolve, the success rate was only 10%. Fortunately, Xanadu used 2 blueprints in a row and successfully evolved, and was promoted to level 21. If Monica failed with such a high success rate, Tang Xiaofan would not know what to say. He glanced at the elemental elf Evangeline standing next to Monica. Monica was very fond of this fire elemental elf. She always took her with her wherever she went, and she also cultivated the elemental elf Evangeline in a way that was beyond other elves. Now Evangeline has been promoted to level 16. She is only one step away from being promoted to level 17, the Lord level. She is also 1.8 meters tall, wearing a fiery red dress, very beautiful. Lord, seeing Tang Xiaofan's eyes, the elemental elf Evangeline hurriedly saluted with respect. Like the elves she bred, her loyalty to Tang Xiaofan is 100 points, and she is always loyal. Tang Xiaofan looked at the last remaining intermediate soldier evolution blueprint in his hand, and said to the fire elemental elf with a smile, "Try to improve your level. When you become a demigod, I will consider helping you improve your growth potential." "I know," the elemental elf Evangeline said happily and respectfully. "Praise you, respected lord." "Yes." Tang Xiaofan smiled and nodded. Then, he came to the vicinity of the farmer's factory, ready to summon a new batch of farmer warriors, mainly to prepare for the Sky City. As the manager of the town, Nang Yi is already waiting here. He is responsible for receiving new farmers, giving them relevant guidance and training, letting them know where to eat, where to have fun, and even dormitory allocation, career arrangement and other work. "Dear lord, can there be more boys in this batch? Girls nowadays are too noisy." Tang Xiaofan laughed. "Haha, these girls are not easy to mess with." Influenced by the atmosphere of life on Blue Star, Tang Xiaofan felt that girls should be self-reliant, so he spoiled the summoned female farmers a little, not to mention that these girls were all vehicle drivers and female workers in heavy machinery factories, and naturally needed strong willpower to do the work, which led to them not having the little jade-like demeanor on Blue Star, and living freely and happily. By the way, is there a girl pregnant? This is good news. A family formed by a soldier and a female farmer is pregnant. For Tang Xiaofan and others, it means that the Black Technology Castle is no longer a floating duckweed, and they have something worth protecting in the God and Demon continent. Yes, great lord. Our generation finally has the confidence to fight to the end. After the two chatted, Tang Xiaofan began to summon a new batch of 2,000 farmers. The operation and maintenance of the Sky City requires more than 1,000 people, plus maintenance and rotation personnel, so a lot of manpower is needed. Chapter 235, Special Farmer Estella. After this batch of people came, the population of the town increased a lot. You should make good plans and guide the town center, so that everyone can live happily. Yes, Lord, please rest assured. Nang Yi is an old subordinate of Tang Xiaofan. He is now in charge of the work of life, and his old friend Nang Er is responsible for production. The two of them work together to do the internal affairs of the Black Technology Castle in a lively and colorful way. Although all this was planned by the super artificial intelligence Jarvis, all plans need people to implement. The farmers relied on good execution and strong loyalty to maintain Tang Xiaofan's rule. Among them, Nang Yi and Nang Er worked hard and made great contributions. So Tang Xiaofan relied on this group of old people and felt relieved to leave important things to them. After the two had a brief chat, Tang Xiaofan completed the summoning. The next moment, the light in the farmer's factory burst out, and farmers came out one by one. A team of 2,000 people appeared in front of Tang Xiaofan. Tang Xiaofan also checked the situation of the farmers as usual. There were both men and women, and they looked at Tang Xiaofan with admiration. Soon, his eyes sparkled, and he locked onto the target at a glance. Because the female farmer, holding a golden spear and a golden shield, was emitting golden light all over her body. What a special female farmer. And she comes with her own equipment. This was definitely a surprise for Tang Xiaofan. Before this special farmer appeared, he had summoned nearly 6,000 farmers, and had never summoned a special type of soldier in the farmer factory. This shows how difficult it is to summon a special type of soldier. For Tang Xiaofan, the appearance of this special farmer was the biggest surprise that the new day gave him. He immediately clicked on the information panel of this special farmer. Ecliptic farmer, favored by God, current growth status, primary soldier, level 18 loyalty. 100, die hard, the peak of the lower true god, the ecliptic Ares palace favored by God, ecliptic Ares palace god. Tang Xiaofan was shocked. He thought that the special farmer he bred would be a powerful warrior, or a scientific and technological talent, or even a cooking god. Unexpectedly, it would be a Shinto special farmer, a favored by God. Moreover, the 3 words favored by God were added to the title of this special farmer, showing his special identity and powerful strength. At the beginning of birth, he was at level 18. Absolutely strong. But what does the zodiac Ares mean? Does it mean that there are zodiac gods in the system of special farmers? Tang Xiaofan was a little confused. He had some understanding of the race of farmers, especially when he was on Blue Star. He had practiced games such as Empire Age and Civilization, and he had a very thorough understanding of farmers. They were just a group of ordinary people. Maybe warriors and technical personnel would be a little special, but there had never been gods born. However, he didn't know much about special farmers. He always thought that special farmers were probably ordinary people who were stronger, like War Second, War I, or other warriors. This was Tang Xiaofan's understanding of special farmers, but he didn't expect that there were zodiac gods among special farmers. What were their main duties? Almighty Lord, Zodiac Ares, the god of punishment and protection, greets you. She saluted Tang Xiaofan respectfully. She was very beautiful, with a flawless face. The difference was, she was wearing armor, golden holy armor, holding a golden holy spear in her right hand and a golden holy shield in her left hand. Her expression was reverent, but with a hint of mechanical indifference. She was like a machine. Except for the Almighty Lord, nothing and no creature could shake the heart of a god-favored person that was as hard as steel. Tang Xiaofan nodded slightly. Sanction and protection should be the main duties of the Ares god-favored person in front of him. Or it is also possible that the main duties of all the zodiac god-favored people are sanctions and protection. At this time, Tang Xiaofan turned his head to look at the great elf Monica and others, and found that in their expressions, they all showed a kind of awe of the zodiac Ares god-favored people, just like ordinary people encountering law enforcers. Of course, Monica and others are not ordinary people. They are all powerful natural elves, which can only mean that the zodiac Ares god-favored people are special, and they also have a very special status in the hierarchy of gods, or they can also be said to have the power of law enforcement. After Tang Xiaofan pondered for a moment, he named this 18th level zodiac Ares god-favored person Estella. Zodiac Ares god-favored person, praise you, my almighty lord. Ares god-favored person Estella knelt on one knee towards Tang Xiaofan. She held a golden spear in one hand, and said with great reverence, Zodiac Ares god-favored person Estella will protect the Lord's domain, as if she were protecting her own life. Very good. Tang Xiaofan nodded and looked at Estella's armor. Unlike the Mark II armor, Estella's armor was more delicate, and made of unknown materials, which looked more radiant. Jarvis, what is her armor made of? Sir, a reinforced version of organic matter, which may be stronger than ordinary steel plates, but the strength is very limited. Okay, Jarvis, you are a straight man. When Tang Xiaofan heard that the strength was average, he lost interest in this golden armor. Tang Xiaofan asked again, Estella, what is your main job? Estella, the heir is God's favored one, said respectfully, "My lord, my main job is to protect the world and the stars you created. The stars under your rule are all protected by me." Tang Xiaofan pondered for a moment, then asked, "In other words, there are other zodiac angels?" Estella looked up at Tang Xiaofan. Her pupils were golden, full of fanaticism and reverence. "We are the zodiac god's favored ones, who are dedicated to protecting the mortal world you created." Tang Xiaofan asked a few more questions, and finally figured out what kind of existence the zodiac god's favored ones are. The Almighty Lord created creatures, created the world, and created endless stars. Finally, the God Realm was created. The God Realm is the core of the Lord. Farmers like Zhenyi and Zhen'er manage the core God Realm of the Lord, and their main job is to protect the God Realm war. The purpose of the creation of the Orthodox faction farmers is to maintain the God Realm, and to launch foreign wars, to use wars to maintain the glory of the Lord, and to maintain the Lord's ruling authority over the plain world. Special farmers have unique main jobs, such as spreading faith or protecting lives. When war comes, they will go out with the Orthodox faction's farmer army. However, the plain war of the Orthodox farmer army has no direct relationship with them, and they have things they should do. The second is the zodiac god favored. They are also special farmers, but the zodiac god favored is different from Zhen'er. The zodiac god favored will not be involved, nor will it affect the Orthodox faction's farmer army's conquest of the plain world. Chapter 236, The Zodiac God's Favor. The mission of the zodiac gods favored is to protect the stars and plain worlds under the command of the zodiac. Sometimes, when they are in the plain world, they will also expand to the surrounding star worlds and plain worlds under the leadership of the palace master god, to expand the Lord's faith territory. To put it simply and directly, they are farmers of the Orthodox faction, and they often settle in the core world of the Lord. When there is no war, the farmers of the Orthodox faction will not leave the God realm. The gods favored of the zodiac guards the secondary plane world and the endless stars in the universe except the God realm, which is the mortal world in popular terms. The two types of farmers have different management areas. The Orthodox farmers are in charge of the God realm. The gods favored of the zodiac is in charge of the mortal world created by the Lord. Generally speaking, these two roles will not intersect. If a large-scale war of faith occurs and involves the intersection of the plain world controlled by the Golden 12 Palaces and the farmers, then the Orthodox faction of the farmers and the Golden 12 Palaces of the God's favored legion may cooperate. Otherwise, they basically will not have too much contact. After all, one is in the sky and the other is in the underground. Of course, this information comes from the records of the Almighty Lord in the 10 days of creation God record. As for the reality, there is no God realm of the Lord, nor is there a plain world managed by the zodiac gods favored. Everything has to be freely played by Tang Xiaofan, and then even if he lets the zodiac gods favored manage the God realm and lets the Orthodox faction of the farmers manage the plain world of the mortal universe, it is not impossible. After all, he is the only one in this world who can become a god, and he is the supreme and only main god. In the future, the rise and fall of countless universes, birth and destruction, all depend on his decision. I just realized it now. The types of farmers are really complicated. After all, it is a perfect race. Tang Xiaofan didn't think much about it. He signaled Estella, the heir is God's favor, to stand up. Looking at Estella's outfit, Tang Xiaofan liked it from the bottom of his heart. Snow white skin, shining short skirt, oh, and a golden shield. TSK, which other farmer can be as stylish as the zodiac god's favor? Even Zhenyi, who has stepped into the demigod, can't compare. Until now, he only has a sword. I have to admit that among all the farmers, Estella, the heir is God's favor, is the most eye-catching one. Her golden outfit and cold expression are enough to make the enemy timid before the battle. She stood alone, slightly raised her head, revealing Binbei's neck, and her whole body exuded a strong and noble aura. This caused the other elves to not dare to approach her. Only the big elf Monica and others nodded to her as a greeting. Estella hesitated for a moment and nodded in response. Then she raised her head slightly, and her eyes were always fanatically staring at Tang Xiaofan. Tang Xiaofan looked at the other summoned farmers, but he didn't find another farmer who could make him shine. But they were all a group of strong farmers, both men and women. Tang Xiaofan was not disappointed. He could summon a Stella, the air is God, so what else could he not be satisfied with? Greed is the original sin. As the lord of the farmer's faith, he should be more open-minded. No hurry, wait until the level of the farmer factory is higher and higher. Naturally, there will be more and more special farmers under my command. In the future, he can not only look forward to the favored ones of the 12 zodiac signs, but may even summon the farmers of the 36 constellations. In short, as long as the level of the farmer factory is raised, the special farmers will come, and his dream will come true. After that, Tang Xiaofan came to the elf mother tree again. Lord, the big elf Monica, the elf elder Becky and other big elves and elves all saluted Tang Xiaofan respectfully. Especially those elves. They were very brave, surrounded Tang Xiaofan, and showed him the most innocent and lovely side. Tang Xiaofan was also smiling. Whether it was an angel or an elf, the soldiers under his command were all extremely beautiful, which made him like them very much. Only the little flame, the future Red Dragon Queen, liked to rub his trouser legs with her head, like a happy little puppy, which was very annoying. Tang Xiaofan looked at Monica. Why didn't you use the evolutionary blueprint? The great elf Monica hurriedly said, reporting to the Lord. I want to wait for my mother to wake up, and with her help, I hope to increase the success rate a little bit. The Lord gave her only one evolutionary blueprint. Even if she sensed that the success rate was as high as 80%, she didn't dare to use it rashly. If she failed, she would cry for 3 days. Okay. Tang Xiaofan nodded in agreement. Monica didn't rush to use the soldier evolutionary blueprint. She wanted to increase the success rate with the help of Olivia. This was a good thing, and he had no reason to stop it. Tang Xiaofan asked, is Olivia still in seclusion? Monica said respectfully, yes. Tang Xiaofan's mouth twitched slightly. In his opinion, Olivia's retreat to break through was useless. This spirit of the mother tree of the elves, who looked like a young girl, had been in retreat every day since she came to his castle. After failing, Olivia did not feel depressed at all. Instead, she was happy and acted like nothing had happened. Nothing could affect her. Don't worry about her. Tang Xiaofan shook his head and then chose to breed the elves of the new day. Soon, the trunk, branches, and leaves of the mother tree of the elves all bloomed with green light, and the air around the beautiful elves was filled with rich natural magic. Not long after, a bunch of bright elf balls flew down from the tree, and then broke one after another, revealing beautiful and lovely elves. They all wore clothes and skirts woven from flowers, vines, and leaves, and looked particularly youthful and cute. Seeing this scene, the great elf Monica suddenly sighed, and the elf elder Becky also showed a disappointed expression. They were looking forward to the appearance of elemental elves and ancient great elves, but the 30 elves bred were all natural elves like them. They certainly didn't dislike the natural elves, but because they were eager for their tribe to become stronger quickly. To achieve this goal, the core is the elemental elves and the ancient elves. When a large number of elemental elves and ancient elves appear in the tribe, their tribe will naturally become very powerful. At the same time, the status of the elf tribe in the eyes of the Lord will also be improved. They can see that in the eyes of the Lord, the farmers are the most important and the foundation of the castle. They can't compare with the farmers, but at least they can't be compared with other camps in the castle. Whether it is the angel army or the newly appeared flaming dragons, they can't affect the position of their elf tribe in the black technology castle. This is one of the reasons why they want to become stronger. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 237, Upgrading the Elf Mother Tree again. Tang Xiaofan looked at Monica and Becky, who were disappointed, and said with a smile, don't be disappointed, the elf tribe will become stronger. He was telling the truth. The elf mother tree was a military building in his castle, and it could breed elves every day. What does this mean? It means that natural elves are destined to become the second most important force in his castle. In the future, countless natural elves will be born in his castle. This will not change, so Monica and Becky don't have to worry about their status at all. After saying that, Tang Xiaofan ignored the two excited beautiful elves. He opened the upgrade information prompt of the elf mother tree. Do you want to upgrade the top military building? Elf mother tree. Yes. No. Yes. With Tang Xiaofan's whisper, the huge elf mother tree trembled again. A brilliant golden light appeared from the void, enveloping the entire elf mother tree. Soon, the elf mother village began to grow taller and larger, and the ground was shaking. After all, the upgraded human elf mother tree and the farmer factory are both level 5 military buildings. Lord, the great elf Monica said in surprise, are you upgrading the main body of the mother? Yes. Tang Xiaofan nodded and said, the soul stones brought by your elf tribe are quite abundant, plus the ones I have stored before. It is enough to upgrade the mother tree of the elves to level 5. Monica asked hurriedly, after upgrading to level 5, how many elves can be bred every day? Tang Xiaofan smiled and said, it will definitely be more than 50. As for the specific number, we will know after the upgrade is completed later. After the upgrade, the elves bred every day will definitely be more than 50. More than 50. Monica and Becca's cheeks showed excitement. The matter of elemental elves has been temporarily thrown behind their minds. They are immersed in the joy of this number. You know, their elf tribe has been passed down for hundreds of years, and there are only more than 5,000 natural elves. Now it only takes about 3 months, and the elves bred by the mother people can match the total number of members of their tribe. This is enough to make them excited and ecstatic. After hearing Tang Xiaofan's words, the other adult elves nearby were also shocked and excited. There were also beautiful elves cheering, venting their excitement and joy. Not long after, the upgrade of the elf mother tree was completed, the golden light dissipated, and the earth calmed down. The upgraded elf mother tree has grown to nearly 200 meters high. Although it is not the tallest ancient tree in the dense forest, its height is amazing enough. Its lush branches and leaves spread out in several circles around it. It even covered Tang Xiaofan's castle. Elf mother tree, top level military building, faction, kind, lawful, previous level, level 5, can breed 80 natural elves every day, upgrade required. 100,000 soul stones. Special reminder, the level 5 military building elf mother tree has a 10% probability of breeding elemental elves, ancient elves and other super level military types. 80 natural elves. Tang Xiaofan's mouth twitched slightly, and he sighed that the lower the strength of the military type, the more people will be recruited. He roughly estimated that once the low and medium level military buildings were upgraded to level 5, they could probably recruit 300 to 400 soldiers every day. This was also a strong advantage of low level military buildings. As for his own farmer factory, it was the lowest level military, and it could recruit unlimited soldiers. Moreover, once the low and medium level castle lords developed, the number of military forces under their command would be so large that even the top castle lords would feel tingling. I suddenly discovered the way to become a god through faith is to take care of those low level castle lords. After all, the strength of the god of faith is also related to the number of believers. Tang Xiaofan sighed and turned to the great elf Monica and said, gather the elf army. If nothing unexpected happens, the war with the castle coalition will start later. Your army is waiting for orders, and be ready to rush into the battlefield at any time. Yes, Lord, Monica replied respectfully. The elf elder Becky and other elves also said in unison, the elf tribe swears to be loyal to the Lord until death. Tang Xiaofan nodded. This is the benefit of high loyalty. When loyalty is low, the fighting desire and morale of the troops will plummet accordingly, which will indirectly affect the combat effectiveness of the troops themselves. At this time, several huge figures flew over from the distant sky. They were 6 adult flame dragons and the future Red Dragon Queen Little Flame. Their return seemed to herald the arrival of war. The dragon roared, and 6 flaming dragons with a length of 60 to 70 meters swooped down from the sky. The one protected by them was Little Flame. Soon, the dragons returned to the castle and gathered near the temple. They did not dare to approach the upper farmer's factory, nor did they stand with the elves under the elf mother tree, but crawled beside the angel army. Just like the angel army, the dragons bathed in the light of the temple and prayed silently. Under the influence of the power of faith, their loyalty rose quickly. When they surrendered, the loyalty of the dragons was between 90 and 95 points, but now they have broken through 95 points and are approaching 100 points. For example, the flaming dragon Abrab, who is at the peak of level 20, was the first to reach 100 points of loyalty to Tang Xiaofan and remained loyal to him. It will not take long for the loyalty of the other adult flaming dragons to reach 100 points, and they will be loyal to Tang Xiaofan and believe in him. Roar. After returning to the castle, Little Flame was very excited and ran towards Tang Xiaofan with footsteps that shook the earth. It was probably because she was hatched from a fire dragon egg, and in the Black Technology Castle, her initial loyalty was as high as 100 points, and she was extremely dependent on Tang Xiaofan and wanted to get close to him at all times. Tang Xiaofan rolled his eyes. He stretched out his right hand and pressed against Little Flame's huge head, stopping Little Flame's intention to rub his trouser legs. After about 20 hours, with the help of 6 adult dragons, Little Flame's level had been raised from the initial level 6 to the level 20 commander level. She successfully completed the task given to her by Tang Xiaofan and returned to the Black Technology Castle. As the level increased, Little Flame's size also skyrocketed. When she was just born, she was only 2 meters long, and after eating the eggshell and egg liquid, she was only a little over 4 meters and 2. Now, Little Flame has reached level 20 and her size has reached nearly 20 meters. For a human life form like Tang Xiaofan, a Little Flame that is nearly 20 meters long can be said to be a behemoth. With this size, he still wants to rub his trouser legs. When his head is lowered, it is as big as his entire body. A woo Little Flame was rejected by Tang Xiaofan and immediately made a wronged sound like a newborn puppy, and he shook his tail hard at Tang Xiaofan. Chapter 238 The Little Queen of the Flame Dragon successfully advances, but she was smart and immediately realized that she had grown too big. She couldn't touch her master's trouser legs, so she was pushed away by her master. She felt wronged and very sad. She folded her wings and lay in front of Tang Xiaofan, occasionally touching the palm of Tang Xiaofan's hand with her head. It was not until Tang Xiaofan patted her head in comfort and touched a piece of golden dragon scale under her neck that she hummed twice in satisfaction, squinting her golden vertical pupils to enjoy it. Tang Xiaofan also took a look at the golden scale of Little Flame, which grew under Little Flame's neck near the chest. He thought it was the reverse scale of the dragon, but then he found that the same part of the flame dragon Abra did not have golden scales, and the other flame dragons did not have such golden scales. Golden scales are unique to Little Flame. Obviously, this is not the reverse scale of the dragon. Moreover, both Little Flame and the Blazing Dragon belong to the Western dragons in novels and movies. They are compared to Western dragons by the Great Elf moniker, not Eastern dragons. It is normal that there is no reverse scale. What scale is this? Tang Xiaofan rubbed the golden scale with some curiosity. Little Flame roared twice and seemed to feel very comfortable. Tang Xiaofan called the Blazing Dragon Abra to ask. However, Abra told Tang Xiaofan that it didn't know why such golden scales appeared on the body of Her Majesty the Red Dragon Queen. And it also claimed that the dragons in the dragon's nest did not have only such golden scales. In the dragon's nest, there are also golden dragons belonging to the Metal Dragon series. They are golden all over as if they are made of gold. But the scales of the golden dragon are not in this shape, and the breath they exude is also different. Back off. Seeing that he couldn't get any information out of her, Tang Xiaofan asked the flaming dragon able to pull her down, while he was alone there studying the golden scales of Little Flame. Little Flame was very smart. Whenever Tang Xiaofan patted her, she would change her posture, sometimes raising her head and sometimes lying directly on the ground, so that Tang Xiaofan could study her golden scales more conveniently. Do you know what this is? Woo woo. Little Flame shook her head. Her neck was thick and short, and her eyes were on both sides of her head like all the dragons, so she couldn't see the golden scales growing under her neck. She could only sense the existence of the golden scales. Tang Xiaofan asked, when did it appear? Tang Xiaofan was sure that when Little Flame was born, she didn't have any golden scales on her body. Woo Little Flame tilted her head and thought for a while, then climbed up. Then, She used her 2 hind legs as support points, standing like a human, and finally bent her buttocks and sat on the ground. Tang Xiaofan didn't understand why she wanted Yushi to, but the next second, he was stunned and saw Little Flame stretched out 2 thick and fat front claws towards him. The dragon's front paws have 3 claws, and the 2 front claws add up to 6 claws. 6. Tang Xiaofan was puzzled. What does this mean? Suddenly, he had a flash of inspiration and said, the golden scales appeared when you were promoted to level 6. Ming. Little Flame shook her head again and looked down at her 2 thick and fat front claws and growled to express dissatisfaction. Then, she began to try until a long time later, she was sweating profusely and succeeded. One of the 6 claws was forcibly bent to the limit by her. Then, she quickly handed the 2 front claws back to Tang Xiaofan to see. Tang Xiaofan barked and understood. The golden scales appeared when you were promoted to level 10 elite. Woo. Little Flame nodded vigorously. Then, as if she had lost her strength, she crawled softly beside Tang Xiaofan, and from time to time she used her claws to poke Tang Xiaofan's trouser legs. Tang Xiaofan's mouth twitched slightly, feeling that such communication was simply too strenuous. He summoned the flaming dragon Abra again and asked, when will you dragons be able to speak? The flaming dragon Abra said respectfully, my lord almighty, dragons can speak human language when they are promoted to level 20. After being promoted to level 21, they will initially master the ability to transform. If they are promoted to demigods, they can fully master the art of transformation. What is the art of transformation? Tang Xiaofan asked doubtfully. What else do you want to become? The flaming dragon Abra said, the ultimate goal of the art of transformation is to become a human. I heard that in the central area of the world, there are demigod level strongmen in our dragon clan who have transformed into humans, and are living in hiding in the human empire world. Transform into a human? Tang Xiaofan was surprised. He didn't expect that the dragons in another world would also want to cultivate into humans. He glanced at the little flame crawling on the ground. Will this little female dragon become a human in the future? How fat she would be. Tang Xiaofan looked at the flaming dragon Abra and said, why do you dragons want to become human? Isn't it good to be a dragon? Reply to the lord. The dragon body is not bad. On the contrary, the combat power in the dragon state is even stronger. After all, that is our body, the flaming dragon Abra said respectfully. In fact, it is not just our dragons. Other races in the form of alien beasts are also pursuing to become human. Because after becoming human, there is more hope to touch the truth. Truth is the hope of creatures in the god and demon continent to become gods. In order to be promoted to true gods and gain eternal life, dragons don't mind staying in human form for a long time. The flaming dragon Abra had such a pursuit and dream before, becoming a human to pursue the truth, but now, it no longer pursues the truth. The Supreme Lord protects it, and it has stepped into the threshold of eternal life. Even if it dies now, the Almighty Lord will resurrect it. What is truth? Nothing. No one knows except the true gods. For the current flame dragon Abra, faith is the supreme everything. It has been bathed in the glory of the Lord. The power of faith fills its body and it always feels invincible. It's okay. Tang Xiaofan waved his hand to let the flame dragon Abra retreat. In the end, he didn't understand what the golden scales that appeared on the little flame were and what they were for. But he believed, as the little flame's strength increased, the role of the golden scales would gradually become prominent. Time passed. The various camps of the Black Technology Castle were ready for war. On the other side of the Twin Mountains, there were still only 60 or 70 members of the Anti-Demon Alliance, and there was no obvious increase in number. However, the castle lords smiled brightly and were in high spirits, because they had received news that the main force of their alliance was about to arrive at the Twin Mountains, and the main force would appear in at most half an hour. Brothers, prepare for battle. In half an hour, the main force of the alliance led by the bosses will arrive. When the time comes, we will gather together to besiege the Black Technology Castle. Don't give Tang Xiaofan any chance. A single chance. Great. Chapter 239. Wipe out the Anti-Demon Alliance without leaving a single person alive. I don't want anything else. I just want to capture the elf tribe and capture 2 elves back. It's the same, but don't worry, after we destroy Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle, the elves in the tribe will naturally belong to our anti-demon alliance. There are thousands of elves, and each member of our alliance can get 3 or 4, or even more. Haha. My sword is already hungry. By the way, there has been no movement over there in the black technology castle. No demons have been seen either. Could it be that Tang Xiaofan is so stupid that he hasn't discovered us until now? Tang Xiaofan must have known we were coming. Then why didn't he run away? He is quite confident that, even if our entire alliance was assembled, it would not be a match for his demon team. So even if he knew we were coming, he didn't run away. I suspect that there are already many level 20 demons under Tang Xiaofan's command. Level 20 demons. This is his confidence. Haha. Tang Xiaofan underestimates us too much. Just a few dozen demons. Even if he has 10 level 20 demons, what can he do? Do you really think you can defeat our tens of thousands of flying soldiers? If Tang Xiaofan really has 10 level 20 demons, then even if we win, we will probably suffer heavy losses. It's okay. We have military buildings. Even if the military is completely wiped out, we can recover in a few days. This time, no matter how much it costs, we must kill Tang Xiaofan and destroy his castle heart. That's right. Are you afraid of losses with military buildings? If we eliminate Tang Xiaofan, the entire forest will be ours. Now we are just waiting for the bosses to bring the main force. There are many castle lords gathered on the top of Twin Mountain. Their flying arms are everywhere in the sky and on the ground, covering the mountains and plains. There is no blind spot in the defense, so they are not afraid of being attacked. At this moment, they are quite excited and eager to try. The main force of their alliance has more than 80 castle lords and more than 50,000 flying arms of various types. In addition, there are nearly 80 castle lords with more than 30,000 flying arms here, and the total number of flying arms gathered here is more than 80,000. What is the concept of more than 80,000 flying arms? It can be called an army of 100,000. Not to mention fighting and killing. Even if they pile up their lives, they can pile up Tang Xiaofan's demons to death. They never think that they will be the loser. What's more, in the Alliance of Gods, there are many top castle lords who secretly support them and provide them with thousands of top arms. If such a rich war is lost, they dare not imagine how strong Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle is. Damn it. Suddenly, a castle lord shouted, "Which idiot? Did you leak the news of our army gathering at Twin Mountains to the world chat channel? Isn't this causing trouble for us? Is it true?" Fuck. It's true. The world chat channel exploded. By the way, who is so stupid? Flying Eagle Castle? Who is this? All the castle lords with eagle type troops, please stand up. I want to see which idiot is causing trouble. There are many castle lords with eagle type troops here. There are at least 20 or 50. There is no way. The eagle type troops belong to a large clan in the flying troops. Not to mention that the flying eagle castle is just a name. It is basically impossible to find out who the owner is by the name. After all, what if their troops are actually sparrows? Let's expose it. At this time, a very prestigious middle-aged man stood up. He said with a smile, "I believe that person has no bad intentions. What's more, exposing our gathering place will not have any impact. The main force of our alliance is not far from the Twin Mountains. In another 20 minutes, we will definitely be there. Tang Xiaofan has no chance to escape in such a short time, so everyone don't be nervous. It will also increase the visibility of our anti-demon alliance." The middle-aged man smiled and said, "Let's see." Countless castle lords and wanderers are hotly discussing our alliance. When we push down the black technology castle, we will be famous all over the world. What Lao Chen said makes sense. Haha, indeed. Now our anti-demon alliance is more famous than the Alliance of Gods. In the future, there will be more castle lords who will surrender to us and join us. Our anti-demon alliance is not only going to be the strongest alliance in the forest, but also the strongest alliance in the continent of gods and demons. As long as we have enough people, the Alliance of Gods will be suppressed by us. After hearing the middle-aged man's analysis, the members of the anti-demon alliance also became excited. They even left messages in the world chat channel. In the Black Technology Castle, Tang Xiaofan received the message from the little loli at the first time. The little loli sent a worried greeting. Big brother, the information displayed on the world chat channel. Are you in danger? Well, not dangerous, although the Anti-Demon Alliance has already gathered yesterday. Wow. What should I do? Big brother, will you be okay? Killer is very worried about you. It's okay. I have killed even the 21st level Skeleton King, so what are those castle lords? Don't worry. Really? Big brother, please don't lie to Killer. Tang Xiaofan, no, just wait for my good news. Well, the little loli replied worriedly, Big brother, you must be careful. Well, Tang Xiaofan was just about to close the friends list when his other two friends, Benyi and Yizu, sent him messages again. The message from Fenking was, be careful, the two armies of the Anti-Demon Alliance are ready and will soon join forces to directly attack your Black Technology Castle. The message from Yizu was, Master, if you can't resist, just retreat strategically. Tang Xiaofan replied respectively to Fenking, Twin Mountains will become the grave of the Anti-Demon Alliance. In addition, tell the members of your alliance that anyone who secretly supports the Anti-Demon Alliance must compensate me with 500 soul stones, otherwise we will fight to the death. To Yizu, it's okay, don't worry. After sending the message, Tang Xiaofan closed the friend column. In the Black Technology Castle, the military camps under Tang Xiaofan's command, the Warrior Squad, the Angel Legion, the Natural Elf Legion, the Flame Dragon Squad, and the Bloodthirsty Demon Wolf Squad are all ready for war. Tang Xiaofan stood in front of these arms and said calmly, the Anti-Demon Alliance will be able to assemble in about 20 minutes. Wait for the signal from afar. When the time comes, whether it is the Lord of the Castle or the soldiers under their command, wipe them all out. Don't leave any alive. Yes, my Lord Almighty, Lord. The gods of the Zodiac Ares are never merciful to their enemies. Chapter 240. The Anti-Demon Alliance's powerful main force. About 100 kilometers away from the Twin Mountains, tens of thousands of flying soldiers gathered. This was an army of flying soldiers of astonishing size, with all kinds of flying soldiers, from the weak black striped sparrows to the powerful two-legged flying dragons. In front of each army, there was a figure. They all rode on the backs of their own flying soldiers, led by a blood-red battle flag, and headed towards the Twin Mountains 100 kilometers away. This army was the main force of the Anti-Demon Alliance. In the center of the main force, there were some soldiers that were not flying soldiers. For example, the stone giants, that were more than 20 meters tall, the titan pythons, that were tens of meters long, and the eternal tree guards covered with bark. These soldiers belonged to the castle forces of the 5 bosses of the Anti-Demon Alliance. Their top soldiers were all land soldiers, and did not have the ability to fly. Compared with flying soldiers, the speed of land soldiers is very slow, and they have to cross mountains and ridges. Of course, this is not a problem. With the help of flying soldiers from other alliance members, the top soldiers of several alliance bosses can take a free long distance flight. There are a lot of solid wooden vines to tie up their top soldiers, and then many larger second class flying soldiers grab the wooden vines to take the top soldiers such as stone giants, titan pythons, and eternal tree guards to high altitudes. They have traveled more than 2,000 kilometers all the way. Now, they are about to complete this journey and resist the end. Old Wang, what do you think Tang Xiaofan has? In addition to his army demons, there is the elf tribe he conquered before. What other trump cards can he have? I'm worried about the elf tribe. Several people in the army were discussing. They are the bosses of the Anti-Demon Alliance, a total of 5 people. The Anti-Demon Alliance was also formed by them. The young man called Leo Wang smiled and said, what does the elf tribe need to worry about? They are just a group of local natural elves. Our alliance army is enough to wipe out their tribe. Another short young man frowned and said, the last time the lord of the castle was exposed, there was a level 21 strongman in the elf tribe. What if she also defected to Tang Xiaofan? Then we will be in big trouble. Leo Wang said, do you think it is possible for a local level 21 strongman to defect to us, the invaders from another world? It is unlikely. The short young man shook his head and said, but I really can't think of any trump card that Tang Xiaofan can have other than that level 21 elf, so that he can be so confident to go to war with us. The alliance members stationed in Twin Mountain sent news that no signs of Tang Xiaofan's escape were found. In other words, Tang Xiaofan was ready to fight their anti-demon alliance to the end. Against such a large team as the Anti-Demon Alliance, even if that person was Tang Xiaofan, the strongest castle lord recognized by the game official, the possibility of winning was very small. The short young man could not figure out what gave Tang Xiaofan the confidence to go to war with them. Leo Wang thought about it and said, perhaps it is really possible that the level 21 elf was forced to surrender to Tang Xiaofan. Hearing this, not only the short young man, but also the other 3 top castle lords were shocked. Leo Wang, don't scare me. A level 21 elf, is that something we can challenge now? The strength of a level 21 strongman is enough to cause heavy casualties to our alliance army. What if our camp is defeated by a level 21 elf after the war? This war will be difficult to win. Why do I suddenly feel that we are here to die? The expressions of several people were a little ugly. Leo Wang was confident and said with a smile, you really scared yourself to death. What is there to be afraid of a level 21 elf? Doesn't Leo Zhu have a magic scroll? Leo Zhu is a pockmarked young man, and his military type is the Eternal Treeman Guard. Hearing this, he smiled bitterly. The magic scroll was the reward he got when he participated in the Beast Tide event. Originally, he wanted to draw a useful architectural blueprint, but he only got a magic scroll of imprisonment. Brother Wang, you have seen that magic scroll before. It can only imprison creatures of level 20. In the plan, we only intend to use it to deal with Tang Xiaofan's level 20 demon. How can it imprison a level 21 elf? To be precise, it can't be imprisoned for too long. Leo Wang said with a smile, but it is still no problem to imprison for 5 minutes. During this time, we will join forces to kill Tang Xiaofan. As long as he dies, the elf tribe he conquered will definitely defect. That level 21 elf may even thank us. Leo Wang is smart. Leo Zhu and the other 3 top castle masters all had bright eyes. Indeed, Tang Xiaofan is the key. As long as Tang Xiaofan is solved, the power of the Black Technology Castle will inevitably collapse. Once Tang Xiaofan dies, victory is in their hands. At this time, dozens of black shadows appeared in the sky in front of the left. The black shadows were extremely fast and came to the front of the Anti-Demon Alliance army in an instant. Leo Wang and others looked up, and their eyes suddenly sparkled. Because those shadows are all huge dark dragons. Old Zhu whispered, Old Wang, your move is very good. Find someone to expose the relationship between Old Black and us, and directly cut off his retreat. This guy clearly only wants to take advantage, and does not want to take risks. Hey, Old Wang grinned and said, don't say this in front of Old Black. Old Zhu nodded happily. Soon, the 6 top castle lords gathered together. Which one is Old Wang? The lord of the Black Dragon Castle said with a dark face. Old Wang looked at the dark dragon ridden by the lord of the Black Dragon Castle with envy. Apart from anything else, a mount like the dark dragon is absolutely cool. Old Wang laughed and said, Brother Harry is better to meet in person than to hear about his reputation. You are really handsome and cool offline. I can't help but want to hug you. Are you the one with the surname Wang? The lord of the Black Dragon Castle looked at him with disdain. You have good means. I admire you. Originally, he could hide in the dark. The Anti-Demon Alliance lost, and he walked away. Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle lost, and he came out. To add insult to injury, there is no risk and he can still take advantage of the situation. But now he can only be in the same boat with Tang Xiaofan and come all the way to fight Tang Xiaofan to the death. Because if Tang Xiaofan doesn't die and the Black Technology Castle doesn't perish, his future will be very difficult. Leo Wang was puzzled. Brother Harry, what do you mean by this? I don't quite understand. The lord of the Black Dragon Castle sneered. Don't pretend in front of me. You and I know in our hearts that after the war, I want half of the supplies of the Black Technology Castle. Chapter 241. What is Tang Xiaofan's trump card? The other top level castle lords wanted to refuse immediately, but Leo Wang said without hesitation, okay. Seeing that he agreed readily, the Lord of the Black Dragon Castle immediately joined the Anti-Demon Alliance with dozens of dark dragons under his command. Lao Tzu whispered, "Lao Wang, why did you agree to him?" The dwarf gold boy also said dissatisfiedly, "He took half by himself. What about us? The remaining half?" Lao Wang rubbed his forehead. He didn't want to lead this group of pig teammates. "Brothers, Tang Xiaofan has only one castle. Even if he has millions of units of supplies, how much can he get? Our goal is to dominate the forest. Without Tang Xiaofan, which castle lord in the forest can resist our anti-demon alliance? This forest that stretches for thousands of kilometers is our treasure. When we conquer this place, won't we have as many supplies as we want?" "That's right. I agree with Lao Wang. It's worthy of Lao Wang next door. He does things without leaking a drop of water." Several top castles praised with smiles on their faces. Lao Wang rolled his eyes and said, "Hurry up, pass the order, speed up, arrive at Twin Mountain within 10 minutes. Join the Vanguard Corps and concentrate the strongest force to besiege the Black Technology Castle." Good. Soon, the main force of the Anti-Demon Alliance increased its speed several times. Tens of thousands of large and small flying arms soared in the sky, covering the whole sky. That scene was extremely shocking. On the other side, the atmosphere in the Black Technology Castle was quite tense. Even the air seemed to be solidified. After all, their opponent was an army with more than 80,000 flying arms. Although most of them were relatively weak, they were huge in number and their momentum was enough to bluff people. Especially the elves of the elf tribe. They were all very uneasy. Because most of them were Malay elves, elf hunters with long-range attack methods, and elf magicians, which only accounted for a quarter of the entire legion. With the Linup of the Elf Corps, it was very disadvantageous to deal with enemies who were all flying in the sky. "Don't worry." The big elf moniker was comforting the elves of the tribe. "Believe me, Lord, victory in this war belongs to us. Besides, we three have level 21 warriors. The three of us alone are enough to defeat the enemy army." Monica said with a smile. "The reason why Lord didn't start the war earlier is that he wanted to wipe out the enemy army in one fell swoop. And your mission is just to clear the remnants on the battlefield and harvest special energy. After the war here is over, we will set off and kill directly to the Goblin Kingdom. We understand, Great Elder." The elves of the tribe nodded one after another. They were just a little nervous because they had never experienced such a large-scale war. They were loyal enough to the Lord. In the entire Black Technology Castle, only Tang Xiaofan and his warriors were the calmest. Tang Xiaofan was confident. He had seen the result of the war and how the army of the Anti-Demon Alliance collapsed. This war was no suspense for him. As for the farmers, in their hearts, there were no words such as nervousness, fear, and fear. Even if the opponent was a dimensional demon, they would raise the giant sword in their hands and redeem the demon soul. Just waiting for the signal from the guide, Tang Xiaofan raised his head and looked up at the sky. The thick clouds covered his war fortress, the Sky City, tightly. No one thought that the existence of the Sky City could not be seen at an altitude of more than 100,000 meters. The Sky City, a war fortress exclusively for Tang Xiaofan, will finally be noticed by the world today. Even Tang Xiaofan felt inexplicably excited. He opened the world chat channel, where countless castle lords and wanderers were chatting enthusiastically. They were all discussing the war between the Anti-Demon Alliance and the Black Technology Castle. The war seems to be coming soon. I wonder if the Anti-Demon Alliance and Boss Tang Xiaofan will win. Of course Boss Tang Xiaofan. There is no reason to support Boss Tang Xiaofan. I also support Boss Tang Xiaofan, but let's be more realistic. That's right, it is said that the Anti-Demon Alliance has gathered more than 1,000 castle lords and nearly 100,000 flying soldiers to besiege the Black Technology Castle. Such a terrifying war force, even Tang Xiaofan can't resist it. Indeed, even if Tang Xiaofan has a level 21 elf, he may not be able to win. With nearly 100,000 flying soldiers, even a level 20 strongman will have to be killed to exhaustion. I'm afraid there is no hope for the Black Technology Castle this time. Oh, isn't Tang Xiaofan known as the strongest castle lord? How can he make a comeback now? Forget about a comeback. I'm worried that Tang Xiaofan may not even be able to save his life. he will be directly killed by the castle lords of the anti-demon castle to eliminate future troubles. The Anti-Demon Alliance wasted several days of development time just to eliminate the threat posed by Tang Xiaofan to them. How could they let Tang Xiaofan go? It has to be said that war is cruel and ruthless. Some people upstairs should not gloat over other people's misfortune. Since Tang Xiaofan did not evacuate and had the confidence to stay and fight the Anti-Demon Alliance's army, it means that he has a certain grasp of winning. What trump card can destroy an army of 100,000? Do you think Tang Xiaofan has a nuclear bomb? I don't know whether there is a nuclear bomb or not, but Tang Xiaofan definitely has a trump card. You know, Tang Xiaofan got the reward for being the first on the Beast Tide event points list, and no one knows what his reward is. I suspect that the reward for being number 1 on the battle power ranking list is the trump card of Tang Xiaofan. Remember when someone said that they accidentally saw a giant white city in the sky above the forest? At that time, it was thought to be a mirage. The giant white city? I remember someone mentioned it, but Tang Xiaofan's trump card is definitely not that thing. It is clearly a mirage. I always stick to my idea that Tang Xiaofan holds a powerful artifact. It's not a divine artifact, it's a godhead. It's getting more and more outrageous. No need to guess, there's no point in guessing. The war will start soon, and then we will know who will win between the Anti-Demon Alliance and Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle. If Tang Xiaofan wins, then we will know what his trump card is. Just watch, Tang Xiaofan is definitely the defeated party, and this is the result of not wanting to accept our wanderers. If there are thousands of wanderers helping him guard the Black Technology Castle, would the people from the Anti-Demon Alliance dare to come? Don't take yourself too seriously. Even if there are only 10,000 flying soldiers, the wanderers will die. A bunch of losers. Do you really think you are so awesome? Okay, shut up. We are about to attack the Black Technology Castle. Fuck. Is the war about to start? Why do I feel nervous when I'm far away in the Shuksu Kingdom? It has to be said that our castle lord has been in the God and Demon continent for such a long time, and this is the first large-scale expedition. I feel nervous, even though I'm not involved. I'm worried about Boss Tang Xiaofan. Wait for the battle report. Chapter 240 to the Battle of Twin Mountains begins. Not only was the world chat channel very lively, but the internal groups of the major alliances in the castle forces were also very lively. The Alliance of Gods, the Ice and Snow Alliance, the Kingdom of the Sea, the Wanderers Alliance, the Grassland Paradise, the Goddess House, and other alliances were all talking about the war between the Anti-Demon Alliance and the Black Technology Castle. Everyone was guessing which force would be the final winner. If the Anti-Demon Alliance won, they would think it was normal. After all, they had assembled more than 80,000 flying soldiers, known as a 100,000 strong army, and they were only besieging a castle force. If this can fail, I can't imagine how powerful Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle is. There is news that the main force of the Anti-Demon Alliance has arrived at the Twin Mountains. The two armies have successfully joined forces. Soon, 100,000 troops will besiege Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle. Tang Xiaofan is finished. The title of the strongest castle lord is about to become history. What's wrong? Oh my god. My friend sent me a message that the army of their alliance encountered a bombardment from a giant white city and suffered heavy losses in an instant. Now everyone is running for their lives, and the Lord of the Black Dragon Castle of the Alliance of Gods is also running. Didn't the two armies just join forces? Bombardment? Are you kidding me? Just a joke. The Twin Mountains were blown up. Bombardment. Real bombardment. Bombardment from high altitude. Fuck. My friend also said that the entire battlefield was surrounded by the army of the Black Technology Castle. Thousands of demons, thousands of powerful natural elves, and adult flame dragons are slaughtering the battlefield. Is the manager here? Kick this psychopath out. The chat channel was in chaos, and no one knew what was going on. Time went back to 5 minutes ago. In the Black Technology Castle, a wave of ripples appeared in the void. The Terminator guide sent back the monitoring results from the front line. He respectfully reported to Tang Xiaofan through Jarvis's network, "Almighty Lord, the main force of the Anti-Demon Alliance has appeared 10 kilometers away and is expected to arrive at Twin Mountains within 3 minutes. Not bad." Tang Xiaofan nodded with satisfaction. This was very detailed intelligence. He thought to himself, and before leaving, he said to the soldiers around him, "All soldiers, follow me into the Sky City. Prepare for battle." "Yes, Almighty Lord." In the reverent eyes of the peasant soldiers, Tang Xiaofan walked into the beam and disappeared. When he reappeared, he had arrived at the Sky City, which was hundreds of thousands of meters high. Then, soldiers continued to pour out behind him, and they stood in their predetermined positions. "Sir, the Sky City has been analyzed and all the cannons have been modified. We have strengthened some parts, replaced the barrels of the magic cannons with titanium alloy, and modified the production parts of the energy shells, replacing the soul stones with the energy of the arc reactor. All cannons will use energy shells and conventional shells. The energy will no longer use soul stones, but will use arc reactors instead. One arc reactor can support the bombardment of the Sky City for 10 years. Jarvis has been analyzing the Sky City during this period, and based on the information obtained, he has transformed the Sky City, turning it into a completely farmer-controlled war weapon. This kind of transformation is a major move that will cause great damage to any force on Blue Star or even the God and Demon continent, and may even cause the destruction of the country and the family. However, for Jarvis, it can be easily completed with the cooperation of some skilled workers. Of course, the automatic manipulator and the super high mobility of the Mark's second armor make Jarvis's behavior extremely efficient. At present, all personnel are in place, and the combat system has been activated. Tang Xiaofan stood on the throne in the command hall, looking at the images sent back by the drone in the distance, and issued an order. "Lock the bombardment area. Arrange within 10 kilometers around the Twin Mountains. Activate 3 sacred magic cannons, 500 large magic cannons, and 1000 medium magic cannons. Use conventional shells to concentrate the bombardment on the locked area." Tang Xiaofan was in the command center of the Sky City. In the high-definition images sent back by the drone, he saw that the Sky City was breaking through the thick clouds. The huge body of the Sky City and the high-speed falling force shook the clouds apart. Soon, the Sky City descended to a place tens of thousands of meters above the ground, so that the attack effect could achieve the maximum damage. In the large picture, Tang Xiaofan could clearly see the Twin Mountains in the distance, as well as the Anti-Demon Alliance army in that area. More than 85 flying arms gathered together. It was really overwhelming, and looked extremely shocking. It's just a pity. As Tang Xiaofan's order was passed down, the muzzles of nearly 2,000 large and small magic cannons on the southern wall of the City of Angels shone with dazzling light. The next moment, a series of fire lines of varying sizes, all extremely bright, directly crossed dozens of kilometers and hit the Twin Mountains and the surrounding areas. More than a dozen huge mushroom clouds appeared. Even the famous Twin Mountains collapsed instantly. A few minutes ago, the Twin Mountains were composed of 2 mountains of similar size, each of which was about a kilometer high. Mountains of this height are not very conspicuous in the forest, because they are everywhere. But the Twin Mountains are famous in the castle Cushion Force, because Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle is near the Twin Mountains. His existence made the Twin Mountains well known to countless castle lords and wanderers. At the same time, the Twin Mountains also directly became the gathering place of the Anti-Demon Alliance. The sun was shining brightly in the sky, and the golden sunlight poured down, covering the Twin Mountains with a layer of golden gauze. Finally, after resting for almost a whole day, hundreds of members of the Anti-Demon Alliance gathered near the Twin Mountains, and waited for the main force of their alliance. This was a scene that was enough to shock anyone. At the same time, the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance near the Twin Mountains also became extremely excited. Soon, the 2 armies successfully joined forces. According to a rough estimate, there were about 100 castle lords and more than 80,000 flying soldiers of different levels. Among them, the number of level soldiers exceeded 1,000. This was an army with terrifying war power, and it had the powerful strength to capture the Goblin Kingdom. At the same time, it also demonstrated the terrible development speed of the castle lords. When the 2 armies joined forces, all members of the Anti-Demon Alliance breathed a sigh of relief. including the level castle lords of the Alliance. They were all worried that there would be accidents before the meeting, which would weaken the overall combat effectiveness of the Alliance army and affect the subsequent war against the Black Technology Castle. Fortunately, no accidents happened, and it could even be said to be surprisingly smooth. From the beginning to the end, they did not encounter any attacks from Tang Xiaofan's demons. Until they successfully joined forces at Twin Mountains, the war force of the Alliance army was still intact. They retained the most complete and powerful war force. Chapter 243, The Sky City begins bombardment. Boss Wang. Boss Zhu. After the main force arrived at Twin Mountain, many members of the Anti-Demon Alliance came up to greet the bosses. The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle, who was mixed in the army, was also admired and envied by many members of the Alliance. There was no way the top-level troops like the Dark Dragon were so dazzling. The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle brought more than 50 Dark Dragons, each of which was huge. The smallest was more than 20 meters long, and the largest was 50 or 60 meters long. The army composed of dozens of Dark Dragons was also very eye-catching among tens of thousands of flying troops. Brother Wang, now the two armies have joined forces, and the army size exceeds 80,000. The combat effectiveness and morale of the Alliance members have reached their peak. Should we attack Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle immediately? Boss Wang, give the order quickly, I can't wait. After destroying the Black Technology Castle, our Anti-Demon Alliance will be the future overlord of the forest. Tang Xiaofan, do we have to change the name of our alliance too? Change what? This name is so good. In the future, whenever someone mentions our Anti-Demon Alliance, they will think of our glorious deeds. It was us who killed the strongest castle lord recognized by the game officials. Yes, there is no need to change it at all. Now, countless castle lords and wanderers know the existence of our Anti-Demon Alliance. After we destroy the Black Technology Castle, more people will definitely join our alliance. Our alliance will become stronger and stronger. Dominating the forest is just a piece of cake. Apart from anything else, I must capture a few local elves this time, if possible. Many alliance members spoke, their expressions were very excited. If before, they were still nervous and unsure whether they could really knock down the Black Technology Castle, then now, they are already confident. The army composed of more than 80,000 flying soldiers gave them the confidence to win. No matter how strong Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle is, it is impossible to withstand their 100,000 troops. Of course. Liao Wang smiled and raised his hand, and the surrounding discussions disappeared immediately. Liao Wang was very satisfied with this. This was the first offline meeting of their alliance members. All of them were real people, but his prestige did not seem to be affected. The alliance members still took him as the leader, and regarded him as the boss among the bosses, just like online. This is very good. In the future, when the Anti-Demon Alliance grows up, and suppresses the Alliance of Gods, he is the king of all gods. Thinking of this, the smile on Liao Wang's face became brighter. Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle is within reach, and it can be destroyed with a flip of the hand. We will use this war to let the Castle Lord of the Forest and the Castle Lords of the world know that this vast forest belongs to our Anti-Demon Alliance. At this point, Liao Wang waved his arm and shouted, "For the Alliance." The next moment, many members of the Anti-Demon Alliance followed and shouted, "For the Alliance." Some people also shouted excitedly, "For the elves. For the elves. Kill Tang Xiaofan, and flatten the Black Technology Castle. Fight." Listening to the cheers around him, and looking at the dense army of flying soldiers in the sky and on the ground, Liao Wang suddenly felt like he was pointing the finger at the mountains and rivers. Let's go. Soon all the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance were eager to ride on their own flying soldiers, and ordered other flying soldiers to prepare to set off. However, at this time, someone exclaimed, "Look, what is that? What is what? Southeast in the sky. Fuck. How can there be a city in the sky, and it's flying in the sky? What a huge white castle, even the clouds were smashed by it." Everyone was looking up at the sky, and in an instant, everyone showed a shocked and horrified expression. The city was so huge that they could see it clearly, even if they were dozens of kilometers away. It was so huge that it was like an alien mothership that invaded the Earth in the movie. A city in the sky that is 10 kilometers long and wide. For the members of the Anti-Demon League, it was as if it was right in front of them, like a dream. When the Beast Tide event just ended, the owner of a nearby castle claimed to have seen a huge white city in this area. However, everyone who heard the news thought it was a mirage. I didn't expect the huge white city to really exist. At this time, someone spoke with a trembling voice. Could that be Tang Xiaofan's secret weapon? Impossible. Question mark? At this moment, all the members of the Anti-Demon League present saw that the huge white city stopped, and on the city wall facing them, and the twin mountains, there appeared balls of dazzling white light. What are those balls of light? Is that a cannon? Oh my god, that's the energy cannon in science fiction movies. Ah. Damn it, the Lord of the Castle broke the news in the World Chat channel, claiming to have seen with his own eyes that a high mountain near this area was destroyed by a beam of white light. At that time, no one knew where the source of the white beam came from. Now it can be confirmed that the beam must have come from this huge city. Just one beam of light can destroy a mountain. What about thousands of beams added together? Crap. Run for your life. At this moment, the expressions of all the members of the Anti-Demon League changed, and they were terrified to the extreme. Not to mention the ordinary members of the league. Even the old king, who always maintained the demeanor of a boss and believed that he could decide the fate of the world, was scared to death. The faces of several other top castle lords were also pale. Without saying a word, they frantically flapped their mounts to make them run away desperately, wishing they had more pairs of wings. At this moment, everyone was running away, and the more than 80,000 flying soldiers also sensed the deadly danger and fled in all directions like a flock of birds whose nests were blown up. That scene. TSK. It was even more shocking than when the two armies met. Tang Xiaofan kept nodding his head. It was the third time he saw such a scene, which could not be filmed in a movie. Can we escape? With Tang Xiaofan's chuckle, thousands of beams of light flew out from a wall of the Sky City. In an instant, they crossed dozens of kilometers. Boom 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 boom. In an instant, the mountains collapsed, and the ground trembled. The terrifying energy explosion set off a huge destructive storm. The two twin mountains, which were thousands of meters high, collapsed directly, turning into countless large and small pieces of rubble flying around. When the terrible energy storm swept through, the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance within the range, all kinds of flying arms, were turned into dust and annihilated directly. Even if they escaped to a height of thousands of meters, they were swept by the energy in the aftermath of the storm, and torn into pieces in an instant. The scene was like a nuclear bomb explosion. Too brutal. I don't know how many are left. Tang Xiaofan suddenly felt a little distressed. In order to completely wipe out the army of the Anti-Demon Alliance, he activated 3 sacred magic cannons, 500 large magic cannons, and 1000 medium magic cannons. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 244, The Two Unlucky Survivors. According to Jarvis, the energy consumed by this bombardment is the energy of a yawn in the arc reactor, which is just a little bit of the shell. After all, in order to match the trajectory of the energy shell, the barrel is larger, and the shell of the ordinary shell is a bit larger. As a result, Tang Xiaofan still underestimated the power of the magic cannon of the Sky City. Even ordinary shells are as powerful as heavy artillery. After all, this is the war fortress of the Farmer clan attacking the hostile plane world. According to the situation just now, the tens of thousands of troops of the Anti-Demon Alliance were all wiped out, and he felt very distressed. Putting aside the consumed shells, these are all experience wasted in vain. The most speechless thing is that he did not get any energy value reward for the castle lord and flying soldiers killed by the Sky City bombardment. Because the Sky City belongs to the building of war weapons, not his army. In other words, even as the lord of the castle, he did not get any energy value. The only thing to be thankful for is, when the enemy dies, the things that should explode will still explode. It can barely be comforting. After the energy storm in the distant area subsided, Tang Xiaofan immediately contacted the warriors in the castle to enter the battlefield. Soon Tang Xiaofan's castle army and the warrior team descended from the sky and rushed straight to the battlefield. The natural elf army, the angel army, the bloodthirsty demon wolf, and the flaming dragon set out from the black technology castle and arrived at the battlefield soon. In the sky, some scattered flying arms were desperately fleeing. On the backs of some flying arms, the members of the anti-demon alliance who survived the disaster were riding. But the number was not large, and it could even be said that there were very few. There were more than 80,000 flying arms in total, and less than 5,000 escaped from this bombardment. Among the more than 100 castle lords, no more than 20 escaped. This was a truly devastating disaster, at least for the members of the anti-demon alliance. Old Wang, Old Chen, Old Zhang. Where are you? A pockmarked young man in the sky screamed in terror. Soon, his expression twisted. Of the 5 bosses of the anti-demon alliance, he was the only one left. The high-spirited old Wang died, the short old Chen died, and the oldest old Zhang also died. Of the 5 top castles, he was the only one left. As for the members of the alliance, only a dozen were left. He found this when he opened the internal information group of the alliance. There were only a dozen people in the original group of more than 100 people, and all the others had disappeared. This is a doomsday disaster. Looking back at the huge white city still floating in the sky, the pock-marked young man Oldzu could vaguely see the scene, where everyone was hit and turned into ashes in the artillery fire just now. There is no doubt that it must be Tang Xiaofan's castle. He is the final winner. Until now, Oldzu realized what it meant to be a real leader. The top castle lords of the anti-demon alliance, as well as those alliance members who claimed to have grasped victory in the world chat channel, were all jumping clowns in Tang Xiaofan's eyes. Tang Xiaofan had already discovered that the alliance members had gathered at Twin Mountains. The reason why he didn't take action was because he wanted to catch us all in one fell swoop. The fear in Oldzu's heart was so strong that it could not be described in words, especially the scene that seemed to destroy the world just now. Whenever he recalled it, his body could not help but tremble. It was too terrifying. Hundreds of castle lords and more than 80,000 flying soldiers were killed in an instant. It was a massacre. He checked the message prompt that just appeared. You are attacked by the Sky City, a war fortress of the enemy castle forces. Sky City, the war fortress of the demon clan. Damn. Tang Xiaofan even has such a thing. This Sky City must be the reward Tang Xiaofan got for being the first in the scoreboard in the Beast Tide event. A war fortress. Oldzu looked at the white giant city floating in the sky, his eyes red with envy. But he didn't dare to look at it anymore. He didn't care about anything else and hurriedly drove the 2-legged flying dragon under his seat to escape. At the same time, he sent a message to the world chat channel to expose Tang Xiaofan's Sky City. This forest is a surer field for the castle masters like them. If you run slower, you will definitely die in Tang Xiaofan's hands. At this time, Oldzu saw a huge black guy appear in front of the right. On the body of the giant, there was a figure. Old Black. Oldzu shouted in surprise. That person was none other than the Lord of Black Dragon Castle and his mount, the Dark Dragon. The two of them met. Although they were not familiar with each other, they almost burst into tears. You are, Oldzu? You are still alive. You survived too. The Lord of Black Dragon Castle said with a bleak expression. The loss is too great. Dozens of dark dragons were all killed. If it weren't for my disposable life-saving equipment, I would have died too. That life-saving equipment was a reward from the previous Beast Tide event. After all, he got the 4th place in the battle power scoreboard. That disposable equipment saved him, and also saved the dark dragon he rode, and took him away from the range of the energy storm. Oldzu smiled bitterly and said, so am I? All the eternal tree guards I rode are dead. Even the wyvern I'm riding now is a member of the alliance. Let's go. The Lord of the Dark Dragon Castle looked at the white giant city in the sky, his eyes full of jealousy and hatred. Sooner or later, I will settle this grudge with Tang Xiaofan. Settle? Are you sure? The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle opened his mouth. He just threw a harsh word. The giant cannon mounted on the white giant city. I'm afraid it can even kill a true god. How dare he come to seek revenge on Tang Xiaofan? At most, He just kept the hatred in his heart. If he really met Tang Xiaofan again, he would definitely run as far away as possible. Stop talking nonsense. Escape is important. I also want to go back to my Bolili Highlands. I will never come to this damn place in the forest again. See you later. The two top castle lords who survived the disaster wished each other well and then fled for their lives. However, they soon found that they could no longer escape. From behind, several huge flaming dragons were chasing them. After only chasing for a few dozen kilometers, the two were surrounded by the flaming dragons of the Black Technology Castle. Fuck. Isn't Tang Xiaofan's initial army angel? In addition to natural elves, he even has dragons. And they are all adult local dragons. The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle was shocked. As the Lord of the Castle with Dragon Army, he knows the dragon family quite well. These red dragons in front of them, which are 60 to 70 meters long, have all entered adulthood and exude the breath of native creatures of the god and demon continent. Old Zhu, who was riding on the back of the two-legged flying dragon, was also shocked and couldn't say a word. Chapter 245. Kill them all without leaving a single one alive. Roar. The flaming dragon roared, then opened his huge golden vertical pupils and said angrily, either believe in the Lord, or die. Believe in Tang Xiaofan, and become Tang Xiaofan's believer? The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle screamed, impossible. Old Zhu said nothing, took out a magic scroll from his arms, and tore it into pieces. In just a moment, the flaming dragon was imprisoned by a golden light. Originally, this magic scroll was used to deal with Tang Xiaofan's demon, or the 21st level elf, but in the end it was used on a flaming dragon. But old Zhu didn't have time to think about it. Escaping was important. He drove the two-legged dragon, and threw away the Lord of the Black Dragon Castle, and turned to run. But unfortunately he didn't run far, before he was caught up by another flaming dragon, and sprayed into ashes. I surrender. Seeing this, the Lord of the Black Dragon Castle screamed in shock. Several flaming dragons surrounded him again. One of the dragons said, "Human from another world, are you willing to believe in my lord?" The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle blurted out, "I do." The dragon looked him in the eyes and said coldly, "You are a treacherous and cunning human from another world. Your eyes are full of hatred for Wu Yu. Where is your faith?" The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle cried and begged, "No, I really do. No, you don't believe it. If you don't believe in my lord, then die." Several flaming dragons rushed forward and tore the Lord of the Black Dragon Castle and the dark dragon he rode into pieces. In the ruins of Twin Mountains, there are nearly 20 large and small pits. Among them, there are 3 deep pits with a diameter of hundreds of meters and a depth of thousands of meters. They were blasted out by 3 sacred magic cannons, which are powerful enough to kill true gods. Tang Xiaofan used the sacred magic cannon to bombard the current castle lords and their troops. It was completely a sledgehammer to kill a chicken. After a round of bombardment, even the corpses could not be found. Even Tang Xiaofan himself underestimated the power of those cannons. He did not regret it after the incident. After all, he still achieved his goal. Not only did he destroy the enemy, but he also measured the power of the cannon. Just a round of bombardment from a dozen magic cannons, the arrogant anti-demon alliance army collapsed. The flying troops, which claimed to have an army of 100,000, were left with only a few thousand. Now, these remaining flying troops are still being hunted down and cleared by the Black Technology Castle camp troops. The Natural Elf Legion without the ability to fly dispersed to clear out those flying troops that fell from the sky because of injuries and could not fly, and look for the very few castle lords who escaped and hid. Once they are found, they will be killed without mercy. The warriors, angels, flaming dragons, and bloodthirsty demon wolves of the Black Technology Castle were chasing the flying soldiers who were fleeing in all directions, as well as the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance riding on their backs. In short, they strictly followed the Lord's orders. No enemy was left alive. "Don't kill me. I surrender. I was wrong. I shouldn't have listened to the Anti-Demon Alliance and come to participate in the assembly. Don't kill me. I really know I was wrong. I'm willing to surrender to Boss Tang Xiaofan and serve the Black Technology Castle. I will give all the supplies of the castle to Boss Tang Xiaofan." At the moment of death, the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance captured by the warriors were begging for mercy. As long as they could survive, they could give everything. They were really scared. They thought that by gathering 100,000 troops, they could easily push down Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle, but they didn't expect that even the main owner didn't see it, and their 100,000 troops were killed by a round of artillery fire. They now completely understood why Tang Xiaofan had not escaped, and why he did not take the initiative to attack and defeat them one by one after knowing that they had gathered at Twin Mountain. It was because Tang Xiaofan wanted to catch them all in one fell swoop. Looking at the ruined battlefield, Twin Mountain had disappeared. Broken stones were everywhere, and trees torn into pieces were everywhere. The bodies of their alliance members and flying soldiers were almost invisible on that battlefield because all the bodies were blown up by the terrifying Sky City. From the beginning, Tang Xiaofan seemed to be watching a clown performance. Let them dance happily, just waiting for their two armies to gather and solve them at once. Now, the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance who escaped by chance no longer dared to think about destroying the Black Technology Castle, let alone thinking about Tang Xiaofan's elves. The only thing they can do now is to beg for mercy. In order to survive, they are willing to do anything. However, what awaits them is the cruel cleanup from the warrior team. A warrior who is loyal to his lord will never show mercy to the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance just because they cry for mercy. Just like what Estella, the Zodiac Ares god, said, never show mercy to the enemy. Almighty Lord, creating all things, creating endless planes. Lord's place of faith is guarded by the Zodiac god's favored one. Any enemy that invades the Lord's domain will be punished by the god's favored one. Death is your destination. The judgment of the god's favored one will end your fate. The brilliant golden light swept across, and several members of the Anti-Demon League riding on the backs of flying soldiers were killed instantly. The figure of Estella, the Zodiac Ares god's favored one, appeared in the golden light. Her beautiful face was covered by a golden helmet, and she was wearing golden armor, holding a golden spear and a golden shield. Such an outfit was enough to crush Athena's golden saint. After solving the enemy in one move, Estella did not stop. She wore a golden battlesuit and flew directly in another direction to continue chasing the fleeing members of the Anti-Demon League and those terrified flying soldiers. This cleanup operation did not last too long. It was over in less than an hour. Following Tang Xiaofan's order, the troops of each camp of the Black Technology Castle searched the area within a radius of tens of kilometers. All the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance and the flying troops who survived the bombardment were cleaned up. No one escaped, and they were killed thoroughly. After the cleanup operation, it was time to clean up the battlefield. Under the bombardment of the Sky City, 80% of the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance and their flying troops were directly annihilated, and more than 10% were torn into pieces by the aftermath of the energy storm. However, the things that should explode will still explode. In the next few hours, the warrior corps was cleaning up the battlefield and collecting the spoils of the soul stones, blueprints, etc. that exploded. Tang Xiaofan has returned to the castle. As for the Sky City, it has risen to an altitude of hundreds of thousands of meters again. There, it will absorb more refined energy by itself. We still have to continue the transformation to make the Sky City more suitable for combat. When the transformation is completed, with the war power of the Sky City, what cushioning force in the forest can't be broken? Even a dragon's nest can be easily razed to the ground. This time, Tang Xiaofan finally faced up to the destructive power of the Sky City. Chapter 246 Serious Consequences of Excessive Waste. Next time, he would not waste it so much. The bombardment of more than 2,000 cannons was a waste. Many of them were ineffective. The key point was that the power was too strong, almost destroying the Anti-Demon Alliance army. His original idea was to kill half of them and leave the remaining half for his castle troops to gain experience. But the result was good. After a round of bombardment, only a few lucky fish were left. His experience gaining plan also fell through, with heavy losses. When I first acquired the Sky City, its energy reserve was low. After these days of transformation, the Sky City can already participate in the battle. But now it seems that the power of the Sky City is too great. If it is not necessary, there is no need to take it out every time to fight the enemy. However, if there is a need for an expedition in the future, the Sky City is the best means of transportation. Not only is it large, but it is also safe, reliable and fast. Previously, due to the low energy reserve, Tang Xiaofan was reluctant to use the sacred magic cannon and large, medium and small magic cannons. However, as Jarvis solved the energy constraints of the Sky City, he replaced the original Soulstone energy system with the arc reactor. As a result, once the Sky City solves the energy reserve problem, whether it is to activate the magic cannon or to go on an expedition across regions, he does not need to consume additional Soulstones. He has been waiting for that time, and Tang Xiaofan believes that this time will not be too long. It won't be long before the Sky City will be able to freely roam over the forest. Tang Xiaofan looked at his remaining Soulstones, 18,224 Soulstones. Fortunately, the transformation was completed, otherwise his Soulstones would have run out. The Sky City has 4 walls. Each wall is equipped with 10 sacred magic cannons, 200 large magic cannons, 500 medium magic cannons, and 1000 small magic cannons. The various magic cannons on the 4 walls add up to a total of 6,840. Jarvis, I have to say, you are a cannonist. Just now, when bombarding the Twin Mountains, the number of magic cannons used was only that of 1 wall. If the Sky City's combat power is fully opened, Tang Xiaofan shuddered 6,840 cannons. So many shell smashed down, even gods would be turned into dust. Tang Xiaofan can only use this word to describe it. Inhumane. But then again, the power of those magic cannons. 2 mountains that were thousands of meters high were gone in an instant, and even the underground world was blasted into a deep pit of thousands of meters. So, the power is really great. Tang Xiaofan didn't think much about it. At this time, he was alone in the castle. All the soldiers in the castle were cleaning the battlefield and collecting spoils in the ruins. There was no one else except him. By the way, there was also a spirit of the elf mother tree. However, since the breakthrough of the group level last night, Olivia has never appeared again. Even when Tang Xiaofan upgraded the elf mother tree to level 5, she did not show up. Tang Xiaofan originally thought that Olivia's breakthrough must end in failure again. After all, she claimed that she had failed to break through hundreds of times in the past 100 years, and even she was used to it. But now, Olivia has not appeared for a long time, which makes Tang Xiaofan look forward to it. Once Olivia successfully breaks through, she will be a demigod level strongman who ignites the divine fire. It can be said that she is the most powerful existence in the Black Technology Castle, just like Xinyi. I hope Olivia can be promoted to demigod in one fell swoop. Although her main body is a military building of my castle, and she herself cannot leave the castle sphere of influence, if she can be promoted to demigod level, it will be very meaningful for my castle. At least, with Olivia here, no force in the forest dares to attack my castle directly. Demigod. Even a peak level 21 strongman will die. Of course, this is when Tang Xiaofan does not consider using the Sky City and the Terminator. If the Sky City or the Terminator is used, there is a high probability that the true god will fall when he attacks. Tang Xiaofan took a look at the luxuriant and green glowing elf mother tree not far away, and did not think about it anymore. He opened the world chat channel, and he felt that the world chat channel must be very lively now. The war is over. Some castle lords who were looking forward to seeing my black tech castle razed to the ground are going to be disappointed. Well, there is also the Alliance of Gods. Many of the top level castle lords of the Alliance of Gods secretly supported the Anti-Demon Alliance and sold them many top level troops at low prices. Even though those top level troops were completely useless in the end, they still owe me a debt. Just as Tang Xiaofan expected. At this time, the world chat channel was boiling. Countless castle lords and wanderers were discussing the war between the Anti-Demon Alliance and the Black Tech Castle in the channel. However, when the results of the war came, everyone expressed disbelief. Everyone was shocked and broke into a cold sweat. I simply can't believe it. In just half an hour, hundreds of castle lords of the Anti-Demon Alliance and an army of 100,000 flying soldiers were slaughtered. Is the war over so soon? But to be honest, I just logged in. Is it necessary for it to be so fast? I still can't believe it. Me too. Even if boss Tang Xiaofan can win, it must be a miserable victory. But what's the result? The members of the Anti-Demon Alliance didn't even see what the black technology castle looks like before they were wiped out. 100,000 troops were wiped out. My good friend in the Anti-Demon Alliance is also dead. He was lucky to escape the disaster, but he couldn't escape the pursuit of the demon Tang Xiaofan. Before he died, he broke the news to me that Tang Xiaofan had a sky city called War Fortress. With just one round of bombardment, their alliance's army was almost wiped out. I also received similar news. The source of your information, the person who broke the news, is one of the bosses of the Anti-Demon Alliance. Tang Xiaofan has a sky city. Tang Xiaofan has a sky city. It is a giant white city that can float tens of thousands of meters in the sky. The war power is terrifying to the extreme. The giant white city that the castle lord saw at that time was not a mirage at all. It was real, and it should be the reward for Tang Xiaofan to get the first place in the combat power score list. Oh my god. A war fortress. This is simply a dimensionality reduction attack. Tang Xiaofan's sky city is like an alien mothership of a higher civilization to us. We can't beat it at all. It's not a war in the same latitude, and there is no chance of winning. Even such war weapons are there. This is simply destroying the game balance. Game. Do you really think this is a game? If you can get the first place in the Beast Tide event, the rewards will also be very abnormal. The balance of the game is for ordinary castle lords like us. Who is Tang Xiaofan? The strongest castle lord, praised by the official as ranking at the top of all living beings. Compared with Tang Xiaofan, those level castle lords will feel unfair. Chapter 247. There is still a way to survive after the dynasty. The strongest naturally has the strongest trump card. Sky City is the trump card of boss Tang Xiaofan. Sky City is the trump card of boss Tang Xiaofan. Boss Tang Xiaofan didn't make any comment on the Anti-Demon Alliance's expedition plan. In his eyes, those alliance members are trash, and he just wants to kill them all at the first time. I'm trembling in the forest. I advise all the castle lords and even wanderers in the forest to run as fast as possible. The forest is destined to become a slaughterhouse for Sky City. Staying in the forest is definitely a dead end. I won't stay in the forest. I'll go to the Bully Highlands next door, develop for a while, and then continue to run farther. Anyway, I won't come back before Tang Xiaofan establishes the Demon Dynasty. Only after Tang Xiaofan establishes the Demon Dynasty will he allow us to live in the territory of his dynasty. I'm already on the run. After the Demon Dynasty is established, I will come back. +1. Now, there are at least hundreds of castle lords in the forest, but even the top castle lords are the same now. If they still had hope before, now they understand that they will die sooner or later if they don't leave the forest. Tang Xiaofan slaughtered the entire Anti-Demon Alliance, not even sparing a flying soldier, so how could he leave them to grow quietly in the forest and seize resources? Thinking of this, many castle lords in the forest began to organize castle supplies and prepare to run away. Just like what was said in the World Chat channel, before Tang Xiaofan established the dynasty, they would never come back, let alone approach Tang Xiaofan's castle sphere of influence. Only after Tang Xiaofan established the Demon Dynasty, they, the castle lords, would have the possibility to survive under the wings of the Demon Dynasty, but it is clear that they would definitely pay a great price at that time. Of course, these are all speculations of the castle lords. No one can be sure whether Tang Xiaofan's future Demon Dynasty will accept the surrender of the castle lords and wanderers. The only thing that can be confirmed is that all those who are enemies of Tang Xiaofan are dead. For example, the Lord of the Black Dragon Castle, who once won the 4th place in the Beast Tide event battle power rankings, and was originally in the Bully Highlands, led the Dark Dragon Corps across nearly 2,000 kilometers, and died in the forest. It can be said that the gift was small, but the friendship was great. The Alliance of Gods is in a bleak state. Why? Because the Anti-Demon Alliance was defeated. The Alliance of Gods originally had 9 members, but now there are only 8 left, 9 missing 1. I never thought that something like this would happen. Leo Hei died before I did. You can't say that Leo Hei is too weak. Among you, which castle lord is confident that he can defeat Brother Hei? If you want to blame someone, you can only blame Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle for being too powerful. Yes. Extremely abnormal. No one thought that Tang Xiaofan actually had a war fortress, Sky City. After such a long time, Tang Xiaofan has been blocking the news of Sky City. He didn't reveal a single thing to the outside world. I suspect he just wants to lure the people of the Anti-Demon League to give up their heads. He is doing this to deal with our alliance of gods. Hiss. Don't say that. My scalp is numb. Tang Xiaofan is too insidious. It would be fine if Sky City didn't show up, but they just killed all the people of the Anti-Demon League, and even their troops were not spared. This is killing to death. By the way, is there no way to check and balance Sky City? I also want to ask, such a horrible war weapon, even the Twin Mountains were directly blown up. If it was our castle, wouldn't it be killed one by one? We must find a way to balance the Sky City. Otherwise, who can be Tang Xiaofan's opponent? None of us here can do it together. Method? What a bullshit method. That's a huge city that can fly in the sky. How can we shoot it down with cannons? Don't say it. It really can. Since the Sky City is equipped with cannons, then it is obvious that there is hope to bombard Tang Xiaofan's Sky City. Smart. Tang Xiaofan can bombard us, so we can also bombard him. It depends on whether we can bombard him. Brothers, we should use all kinds of relationships and methods. I believe that after hard work, we can balance Tang Xiaofan's Sky City to a certain extent. As long as we have tens of thousands of cannons, we don't have to worry about the Sky City at all. Hearing what you said, in this world, no force is invincible. We don't have to be too afraid of Tang Xiaofan. Kiramate Grassland, the castle of the ancient giant bear. Bear Grylls looked at the chat records in the alliance in a daze and seemed to be unconsciously brushing the world chat channel. Tang Xiaofan bombarded the Anti-Demon Alliance, and the 100,000-man army was wiped out. The Lord of the Black Dragon Castle also died. These two pieces of news shocked him greatly, and until now, he was still shaken and could not calm down. Yi was silent for a long time, and finally moved his fingers, which immediately caused a big wave again. There are people in our alliance who are secretly colluding with the Anti-Demon Alliance. Yi's words instantly shook the internal group of the Gods Alliance. There are many people who are secretly colluding with the Anti-Demon Alliance in the Gods Alliance, because many of them hope that the Anti-Demon Alliance will win. The reason is very simple. As the lords of the top castles, each of them has a brilliant future. Who is willing to be suppressed by Tang Xiaofan? Tang Xiaofan died. The Black Technology Castle was destroyed. The mountain that almost suffocated them disappeared. Therefore, in the Gods Alliance, many members sold their top arms to the Anti-Demon Alliance at a very low price to support the Anti-Demon Alliance's expeditionary campaign. Although the number of individual sales is not large, it is considerable when added up, at least hundreds. However, no one expected that the top troops they had sent to support were destroyed by a single cannon before they could even shine or even appear on screen. In addition to being terrified, they were also very distressed. Now that Bear Grylls has brought this matter to light, it has opened up some people's scars. Not only are they distressed, but they are also angry. Bear Grylls, what do you mean by this? That's right, Senator Bear Grylls. From your tone, you seem to be here to call for an explanation. Have the members of our alliance also sided with Tang Xiaofan? Bear Grylls, you should protect us instead of helping Tang Xiaofan investigate who has helped the Anti-Demon Alliance. To be honest, in our alliance of gods, there are many members who have helped the Anti-Demon Alliance in private. Everyone hopes that Tang Xiaofan will be eliminated, and this is also human nature. Senator Bear Grylls, it seems that Leo Hei is also your friend, right? Chapter 248, Bear Grylls makes trouble in the Gods Alliance. The body of Leo Hei is not cold yet, but you are helping Tang Xiaofan. Think about it, our Gods Alliance was established by you, Leo Hei, Brother Huo and others. The original core purpose of the alliance was to fight against Tang Xiaofan's demons. Now, you betray us and side with Tang Xiaofan? Yi, I need an explanation. As a member of the alliance, you shouldn't help others. I agree with Brother Huo. The castle lord of the Fire Dragon's Nest also stood up and asked Yi to give an explanation. Although Yi only sent a message, these people can see the hidden meaning in this message. Yi obviously came to ask for punishment on behalf of Tang Xiaofan, which made many members of the alliance dissatisfied, and there was a trend of boycotting Yi. Before, a friend told me that Yi added Tang Xiaofan as a friend. I didn't believe it at first, but now it seems to be true. Is there such a thing? The member of our alliance is actually a friend of the enemy of our alliance. TSK. Looking at the information in the internal group, Yi took a breath. He knew that, if he didn't handle this turmoil well, he would be isolated, and would have to leave the alliance of gods that he founded. However, he didn't regret it. When he learned that Tang Xiaofan used the Sky City to massacre the 100,000 troops of the Anti-Demon Alliance, he had already decided to do so. At worst, he could rebuild a farmers' alliance centered around Tang Xiaofan. Anyway, it was impossible for him to go against Tang Xiaofan for the sake of the castle lords in the Alliance of Gods. After leaving the Alliance of Gods, he would still be himself, and it would only be the loss of some connections. Going against Tang Xiaofan would be a dead end. Yi replied immediately, "Stop talking nonsense, you losers. But this is not important. What is important is that the core purpose of our alliance is no longer to be an enemy of Tang Xiaofan, but to make our alliance the most powerful force in the castle. So far we have succeeded halfway. I don't want the Alliance of Gods, which I took the lead in forming, to be destroyed because of what some people did in secret. Alliance members should work together and develop together, instead of creating trouble for our other members who are working hard to maintain and move towards this goal. Support." I agree with what Yi said. There is no need for our Alliance of Gods to provoke Tang Xiaofan at all. Being able to coexist peacefully with Tang Xiaofan is also a good thing for our Alliance of Gods. After Yi's message was sent out, it received support from some members of the alliance. Some of them were sincerely seeking peace, and some of them were sincerely frightened by Tang Xiaofan. Soon, dissenting voices emerged. In the end, Senator Bear wants to help Tang Xiaofan and suppress his own alliance members, right? Are such congressmen our own people, or Tang Xiaofan's people? I admit that I secretly sold several top-level soldiers to the Anti-Demon Alliance, but so what? Senator Bear, are you going to kick me out of the alliance for Tang Xiaofan? I also sold 2. And me? I should have sold a full 10 Phoenix Guards at most. Not for anything else. I just don't want to be stepped on by Tang Xiaofan again. We are the lords of the Xiang level castle. We should stand at the top, not be suppressed by others. Support the brother upstairs. Senator Bear, I think you are no longer suitable to stay in our alliance. Then delete Tang Xiaofan's friends and join us in fighting against Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle. So what about the Sky City? Sooner or later we will have cannons and bombard the Sky City. It's not that serious, right? What Bear said is not wrong. Why do you want to squeeze Bear? The Alliance of Gods was founded by Bear Grylls. If anyone wants to leave, it's you who should leave. You don't even know your own weight, and you still want to force Senator Bear Grylls to leave. Do you really think the Alliance of Gods is run by your family? For a moment, a war of words broke out, and dozens of top castle lords of the Alliance of Gods decisively divided into 3 factions. One faction boycotted Bear Grylls and wanted to force him away. Most of these top castle lords had deals with the Anti-Demon Alliance. The second faction supported Bear Grylls. These top castles did not want to be enemies with Tang Xiaofan. The 3 factions were neutral and did not support anyone, just sat and watched the show. That's enough. Stop arguing. Bear Grylls, please explain clearly. What did you mean by the sentence you just sent? Do you really want to help Tang Xiaofan suppress the members of our alliance? Brother Huo, the castle king of the Fire Dragon's Nest, and one of the alliance members, asked. Suppress? I don't mean to do that. I can't suppress anyone. Yi replied angrily, I just want to tell Tang Xiaofan that some castle lords who secretly colluded with the Anti-Demon Alliance took the initiative to compensate the Black Technology Castle with 500 soul stones. This matter will be settled. Otherwise, it will be a fight to the death. After sending this message, Yi let out a long sigh, because he knew that he could not stay in the Alliance of Gods. Even if he stayed, those top castle lords would no longer regard him as one of their own. Instead, they would be wary of him everywhere and would no longer advance or retreat with him. However, he had no regrets now. Leaving such an alliance was a good thing for him. At least in the future, Tang Xiaofan will not regard him as an enemy because of the actions of some of the lords of the first class castles. I'm in the area of the Ice and Snow Kingdom. If you have the ability, let Tang Xiaofan send his Sky City to deal with me. Isn't it just luck that I have a demon? I'm really not afraid of him, Tang Xiaofan. He wants us to compensate him for the Soul Stone. He is dreaming. Beiyi, it seems that you have made up your mind to stand on Tang Xiaofan's side. You should withdraw from the alliance yourself. Don't let everyone vote jointly and ask other members to kick you out, then everyone will be embarrassed. Leave. The Alliance of Gods does not welcome you. Although you have also contributed to the establishment of the Alliance of Gods, now the alliance belongs to everyone. Since you want to stand on Tang Xiaofan's side, then take the initiative to leave. Many lords of the first class castles are forcing Beiyi to withdraw from the alliance, and a few alliance members are supporting Beiyi, but with little effect. Because some neutral alliance members also turned against him, just because Beiyi, as a member of the Alliance of Gods, helped outsiders speak. Oh. So what about Tang Xiaofan? One day I will destroy his high-tech castle. As long as we have enough cannons, we can destroy his Sky City. Tang Xiaofan is just lucky he is not so abnormal as to have an invincible buff. It is impossible to compensate, not in this lifetime. I'm not afraid of him. Chapter 249 The Alliance of Gods falls apart. Brother Huo, the lord of the castle in the Fire Dragon's lair, saw this and said, Beiyi, now that we have come to this, I think you should know in your heart that there is no point in staying in the Alliance of Gods any longer. Let's part ways in peace. Support Brother Huo. Without Brother Hei, we still have Brother Huo. Brother Huo got the second place in the combat power scoreboard of the Beast Tide event, not much worse than Tang Xiaofan. We will be able to eliminate Tang Xiaofan sooner or later. I agree. Work hard. Seeing these messages in the group, Beiyi laughed twice. That's right. I want to be Tang Xiaofan's man and stand in the same camp with him, but he doesn't want to. In addition, let me say it solemnly, I'm doing this for your good. From your perspective, it is better to resolve a feud than to create one. If you don't listen, there is nothing I can do. Some castle lords think they have a private deal with the Anti-Demon Alliance, so they think they can do it without anyone knowing. I'm not afraid to tell you, I have the list of everyone. Since you forced me to leave the alliance I founded, don't blame me for being ruthless and handing the list to Tang Xiaofan. By the way, before establishing a dynasty, the name of the castle cannot be changed, so some people who think they can change their names and continue to hide and oppose Tang Xiaofan, don't waste their time. I plan to establish my own alliance and establish a dynasty, not for anything else. Just to be able to cooperate with Tang Xiaofan's demon dynasty in the future in the dynasty era. Those who are interested can join. Everyone, see you later. Alliance Councillor Beiyi left the group chat. Beiyi left in a crisp manner, without any intention of lingering, because he knew that he was too cruel and vicious, and if he walked slowly, he would definitely be cursed by the retreat. Instead of this, it is better to leave by himself, which is more casual. At the same time, after leaving, Beiyi immediately established the Holy Light Alliance as he said. Soon after, a friend sent a message to apply to join. All his friends are the masters of top castles, so he accepts everyone. Gradually, the members of the Holy Light Alliance are also beginning to increase, forming their own faction. Damn. This bastard actually did this to us. So hateful. I trusted him so much before, but I didn't expect that he would actually do something secretly to me. Don't worry, everyone, maybe he is just trying to scare us. There are at least 80 people in our alliance who are secretly in contact with the Anti-Demon Alliance, if not 100. He must know everything. That's right, some people have never been exposed from beginning to end. How could Ben know? He obviously wants to defraud us. This guy has obviously gone along with Tang Xiaofan. Brothers, don't be scared by that guy. If he wants to withdraw, he can withdraw. There are hundreds of top castle lords in our Alliance of Gods, and many of them have made it into the top 100 of the combat PowerPoints list. He thinks that if he withdraws from the alliance, he can cause us huge losses? You're kidding. Just to interject, have you ever seen Bear tell lies to scare people? What do you mean? I want to say that the size of Bear's network of contacts is beyond the imagination of any of us. I can be sure that he definitely has a list in his hand, a list of all the members who are secretly in contact with the Anti-Demon Alliance. How is this possible? My friend also contacted the Anti-Demon Alliance, but he didn't tell anyone except me. How could Bear Grylls know about it? Your friend is you, right? Get lost. Listen to me. Many of you are afraid of offending Tang Xiaofan, so you dare not show your head and don't expose yourself. But don't forget about the Anti-Demon Alliance. We have made deals with them. As the real boss, how could they not know? I'm sure that the list in Bear Grylls' hand is from one of the bosses of the Anti-Demon Alliance. That's how he got the list. Fuck. Your analysis makes sense. That's absolutely true. Damn it. We helped those bastards in the Anti-Demon Alliance. In the end, they sold us out to Bear Grylls. They deserved it. Even if you become the lord of a top castle, you still can't change your nature as a bootlicker. What should we do now? Bear Grylls won't really give the list to Tang Xiaofan, right? So cruel. Just let it go. Alliance member Zhao Zenglan quits group chat. Alliance member Liden quits group chat. Alliance member Zhang Yaoke quits group chat? Question mark? Are you all crazy? So many people quit the alliance at once. We are the Alliance of Gods, the most powerful alliance among the castle forces, and you actually want to quit? Don't worry about them. They are in cahoots with Bear Grylls. Let those who want to quit quit. No one can stop them. I believe that one day they will regret it. How can we leave or come as we please in the Alliance of Gods? Don't take yourself too seriously. In the end, the Alliance of Gods is just a loose alliance that has not yet been fully formed. How difficult is it to establish a second Alliance of Gods with Bear Grylls connections? Since you want to go against Tang Xiaofan, then go your separate ways. Old CUI, what are you doing? Are you still brothers? Alliance member CUI Yalkian quits the group chat. Alliance member Xiang Benzhan quits the group chat. In a blink of an eye, dozens of top castle lords withdrew from the Alliance of Gods and all ran to the Holy Light Alliance newly established by Bear Grylls. As they said, the current Alliance of Gods has no binding force at all. There is no core alliance base, and the alliance members are scattered all over the world. The Gods Alliance in the future may be very powerful, but now the binding force is almost equal to zero. Even the Anti-Demon Alliance has higher binding force and cohesion than the Gods Alliance. Why? Because the members of the Anti-Demon Alliance are all in the forest, located in the same area. Their alliance power can be gathered in a short time. For example, this expedition to the Black Technology Castle, 100,000 troops were assembled in a few days. If it were the Gods Alliance, they could only envy secretly. Hundreds of top-level castle lords seemed to be making a lot of trouble, but in fact, they could not gather the alliance power. If everyone established a dynasty in the later period, the strength of the Gods Alliance would be absolutely amazing, and such an alliance would be easy to collapse. It is precisely because of this that Bear Grylls retreated so coolly, and those alliance members left so simply. Fuck. Just quit. If the new ones don't leave, the old ones won't come. That's right. There are some top castle lords who want to join our Alliance of Gods. We don't need a few of them. Are you kidding? After these people left, there are still people who want to join the alliance? Stop talking nonsense. If you want to quit, just quit quickly. Haha, see you later. Alliance Counselor Zaya Kimon quits group chat again. Fuck. Don't leave. My goddess. Everyone has already left. Then, following Zaya Kimon, several top castle lords withdrew from the Alliance of Gods. Since Zaya Kimon withdrew from the alliance, they naturally had to follow her. Sister Lion Qi has left. Sister Lion Qi has left. Chapter 250. Your alliance is not trustworthy. The Alliance of Gods suddenly fell silent. The members who had previously threatened to leave did not dare to say anything like leave if you want any more, fearing that a large number of members would withdraw from the alliance. If that happened, the Alliance of Gods would really fall apart. In comparison, the Holy Light Alliance next door is thriving. Brother CUI, you are here too. Of course, wherever Goddess Zaya goes, I have to follow. Haha. Will she come to our Holy Light Alliance? Kimon did not come to our Holy Light Alliance. She temporarily went to the goddess's house. But don't be sad. Wait for me to talk to her and try to bring her over. Okay, Bear. You must do what you say. Also, Bear, you can bring more people from the goddess's house. I heard that all the members there are female castle lords. Even if they are top castle lords, men can't join. Only you can get in if you save them. Okay, wait for my good news. On the Karami Prairie, Bear felt inexplicably relaxed and happy. He opened the friend list and sent a friend message to Tang Xiaofan. Quit the alliance? Black Technology Castle. Tang Xiaofan looked at the message sent by Bear. His expression was slightly stunned, and then he realized that it should be Bear who brought the message for him. His words and the message he expressed had a certain probability of causing Bear Grylls to be boycotted by the members of the Gods Alliance. Now that Bear Grylls has withdrawn from the alliance, it means that he has brought his words to the world. Tang Xiaofan nodded and said, "Congratulations. That's very loyal." Yi began to complain to Tang Xiaofan, "For you, I was forced out of the alliance. Shouldn't you feel guilty, be moved by me, and then comfort me, enlighten me, and say that you will compensate me?" Tang Xiaofan smiled helplessly. "You think too much. With your intelligence, it is very easy to make the words I asked you to lead more tactful. You can handle it very well, and there is a high probability that you will not encounter the disgust of the members of the Alliance of Gods. You withdraw now, which only means that you also want to take the opportunity to leave the Alliance of Gods. Am I right? Boss Tang Xiaofan, you overestimate me. I'm just a good buddy." Yi continued to rely on Tang Xiaofan. "Anyway, no matter what, I was forced to leave the Alliance of Gods because of you. That was the alliance that I had worked so hard to pull together, and I put in countless efforts and hard work." Tang Xiaofan stopped his long speech and asked, "What do you want to say?" Yi then said his purpose. "I just established a Holy Light Alliance. You come to be the leader and I will be your deputy. If you are annoyed and don't want to take care of the Holy Light Alliance, I can help you manage it." Tang Xiaofan smiled helplessly. "You are quite fast." At the same time, he was also a little surprised. Yi named the new alliance the Holy Light Alliance, obviously wanting to get closer to him so that he could cooperate with him to attack the local empire in the future, or directly get on his aircraft carrier and follow him. In order to get on with him, this buddy really paid a lot. Bear Grylls was a little helpless, but still did not give up. "How about, consider it?" Tang Xiaofan shook his head. "No, I'm not interested in the affairs of the alliance. Don't rush to refuse. Now we have 70 or 80 top castle lords in the Holy Light Alliance, and it is still growing slowly. Sooner or later, we will be able to surpass the Alliance of Gods. Of course, in addition to my network of relationships, it also has half something to do with you. Your fame is one of the main reasons that attract them. I have told all the members of the Alliance that the core purpose of the Holy Light Alliance is to create a power camp centered on you. Even if you don't come in, you are the boss behind the alliance." Looking at the message sent by Bear Grylls, Tang Xiaofan was very calm, without any fluctuations. But he still decided to make it clear, "If you want to establish the Holy Light Alliance, I can't stop you. However, this alliance has nothing to do with me. If I meet a castle lord in the future, I will not give up attacking his castle, just because he is a member of the Holy Light Alliance. My Black Technology Castle has its own development path, and it will not change because of the Holy Light Alliance." Bear Grylls shook his head helplessly. This result was beyond his imagination. "You really don't want to consider it?" The Holy Light Alliance's recruitment standard is also that only top castle lords can come in. Think about it. If the alliance grows and becomes stronger, with thousands of top castle lords, how powerful will it be? Not to mention all, as long as 20% of the alliance members establish dynasties. That would also be very terrifying. In the later stages, hundreds of dynasties will support you, are willing to serve your demon camp, and assist you in attacking the local empire in the central area. How spectacular will that be? With the support of the Holy Light Alliance, your demon camp will stand at the top of the continent of gods and demons. When you establish the demon empire in the future, you will definitely need subordinates. You don't have so many demons. Tang Xiaofan, no matter how strong a person is, it is difficult to control the entire vast world. Even if your soldiers are demons, and you own the war fortress Sky City, you will need help at certain times. I will be your most solid helper. After saying this, Bear Grylls felt that his eloquence had evolved again. Indeed, what you said is very insightful. Tang Xiaofan ruthlessly shattered his dream, but how can you guarantee that the members of the Holy Light Alliance agree with you? I absolutely believe that a large number of them are just worried about being attacked by me. They just want to use the name of the Holy Light Alliance to protect themselves, instead of wanting to surrender to me. Top Castle Lords, who is not ambitious, don't want to create their own glory? Which top castle lord can refuse the temptation to become the supreme god and give up fighting for the only throne of the god king? I believe, including you. So, don't talk to me about the future, it's useless. If it's really like you said, when I establish the demon dynasty or empire, the members of the Holy Light Alliance want to surrender to me and become my affiliated forces, then I will consider it carefully at that time. As for now, your Holy Light Alliance is not worthy of my trust. Others may come from the Ice and Snow Alliance. In addition to the Alliance forces, there are a small number of top castle lords who are independent people. All of them together, there are about 340. So many top castle lords are secretly supporting the anti-demon alliance. This shows how much pressure Tang Xiaofan puts on the top castle forces. Many top castle lords are looking forward to Tang Xiaofan's death at the hands of the anti-demon alliance. Unfortunately, in the end, he failed. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.